subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Like a mark painted on it. The most amazing thing is that his pupils are naturally irregular cross stars. Hello. Whose pupil technique is this from? Of course, there are jealous people in the ninja world. Isn't it enough that Konoha has Byakugan Hyuga and Sharingan's Uchiha? Even the descendants of Uzumaki have pupil techniques, but I've never heard that the Uzumaki clan has its own eye technique. There is a lot of discussion in the ninja world. In front of the central tower, Naruto excitedly discussed his pupil ability with Sasuke and Sakura, but was interrupted mercilessly by Jiraiya. That's not pupil magic. Jiraiya said, "Those eyes. It should be senjutsu." After hearing Uzumaki Mito talk about the power of curse seals in senjutsu, Sasuke looked at Naruto in shock. Senjutsu? Future Naruto can actually learn the power of senjutsu. Although Naruto doesn't know what senjutsu is, looking at Jiraiya and Sasuke, it must be a very powerful force. Jiraiya, Naruto, your eyes should look like a combination of two powers. The thick horizontal line is the current state of Mount Maiboku Toad Sage, and the thin vertical line. The pupils of that kind of beast do not appear. Accidents can only be nine-tailed strength. But what if Naruto in the future manages to maintain a balance between senjutsu and tailed beast power? The natural power of fairy magic seems gentle, but in fact it is powerful and domineering. The power of the tailed beast must be of a powerful and domineering type, both in appearance and in reality. The two forces are competing for territory with each other. If you're not careful, the consequences will be disastrous. Jiraiya didn't speak for a long time, causing Naruto to couldn't help but hear, "What kind of power is it? Use those vertical lines." Well, Jiraiya suddenly started playing tricks. The vertical power. Actually, I don't know either. In the video, Naruto told Sasuke that he had a secret trick. He secretly practiced this trick for longer than practicing Rasengan. It was just to prepare for a counterattack at such a critical moment. I have to say that not only Sasuke in the video, but also moviegoers all over the world were intrigued by Uzumaki Naruto's statement. What kind of move is it? In the previous video, Uzumaki Naruto's wind-style spiral shuriken shocked the entire ninja world. But that move was just a trick that Uzumaki Naruto tried casually, even without the seal. And what is this ninjutsu that he is so confident in using to turn defeat into victory at critical moments? At this moment, the hearts of the entire ninja world couldn't help but become nervous. Open your eyes wide. Expect, even fear that Uzumaki Naruto's ninjutsu is the same as the legendary Konoha Golden Flash to cause trouble. Blink your eyes more, and the move will pass. Uchiha Sasuke in the video finally agreed with Naruto's use of that move, although it was strange that his expression was slightly. Uchiha Sasuke, I will prepare the moves for Samsara Sharingan on the left. You try to let her show her flaws, go ahead. Naruto, okay. Outside the video, little Sakura looked at the two people in the same class, and suddenly felt that the two really had a tacit understanding. They were more like brothers than ordinary biological brothers, just like in a land of waves. When he rescued Mr. Kakashi, who was trapped by Zabuza, what did Naruto say? Without saying anything, Sasuke-kun understood Naruto's plan the moment he caught the Fuma Shuriken. No matter at that time, or in the image, as a girl, it was always harder for her to blend in with them. Wanting to become stronger, not wanting to walk behind them, not wanting to be thrown away, this idea became stronger and stronger in Guanpo's heart. Not just her, this also exists in Uzumaki's heart. Xiangling silently vowed to become a person as strong as Mito-sama and protect his hard-won tribe and family. Hey, look at that woman. I don't know who shouted. Everyone's attention was focused on the image again. In the previous images, the enemies of Naruto and Sasuke were only shown in the distance, in profile or from the back, and the frontal faces were never seen. All I know is that this woman is all white and has ridiculously long hair. Even when fighting, Her posture is elegant and moving. She's more like a princess who needs two ninjas to protect zero point 0.1 than an enemy. And now, the woman's true appearance is finally revealed. For a time, many people were so surprised that they were speechless. Common people, nobles, and daimyo among ordinary people. They all lamented this woman's appearance. The word gorgeous is enough to describe it. She has silver hair, snow-white skin, and a delicate face with flawless facial features. Her round eyebrows, beautiful eyes, and red lips are as beautiful as an immortal descended from the sky. In this world, ninjas represent the fighting power of various countries. When I saw this woman, I was not only impressed by her beauty, but also amazed by her strength. How is this going? The people in Konoha all looked at the Hyuga clan members and the orphans of the Uchiha clan. Because that woman's eyes are pure white eyes, and her forehead is written with red samsara Sharingan. There's only one thing I want to say today. In the old days, there were 9 tails, echoed back and forth, covering the entire ninja world of Naruto. Ikemoto actually wrote 9 tails to death. Then the death should have a going merry scene, right? However, Ikemoto only drew 2 pages on the death of 9 tails. It was really used up and thrown away like Naruto. Chapter 120, a murder caused by ninjutsu. The unexpected no. One ninja quietly became popular in the ninja world. Hey, look at that woman. You actually have Byakugan and Sharingan at the same time. Could it be that Konoha secretly fused Hyuga's bloodline with Uchiha's bloodline? I've never heard of people from these 2 tribes intermarrying. Then how to explain the existence of this woman? How could I know? In the video, Uchiha Sasuke uses the reincarnation Sharingan to use the eye power Itachi gave him Amaterasu. Along with the sharp tinnitus, black flames ignited all over the woman in white opposite. This kind of terrifying fire that can burn everything is burning on the woman's body. But she doesn't feel any pain at all, and she doesn't know what kind of power is used to gradually reduce the momentum of the fire. Absorb. Someone immediately saw the way the woman in white weakened the flames. Some people also focused on her demeanor and appearance. Beauty is beautiful, but that woman has no expression or emotion at all. She looks like a female ghost. Not to mention that Sharingan is completely pale, with only her forehead and lips being bright red. If her long silver hair were spread on the ground, it would be several meters long. Doesn't she look like a female ghost? Hey, stop talking about that. Intelligence team, quickly find a way to find out what ninjutsu that woman absorbed Amaterasu. In the video, while the woman is absorbing the flames of Amaterasu, Uzumaki Naruto, whose whole body is shining with golden orange light, flies directly over. Fly. He is really flying. Nine Tails Jinchuriki actually still has this ability. 08 Shu. He is definitely going to use that ninjutsu that is even more powerful than the wind-style Rasen Shuriken. Don't make any noise and watch carefully. Let's see the move. Naruto in the video is untying the knot seal with both hands, shadow clone technique. After speaking, nearly 10 identical Uzumaki Narutos surrounded the woman in white. In the ninja world, the people watching in front of the video swallowed unconsciously, waiting for the legendary move. Namake's Minato of 4th generation has an excited look on her face, waiting to see her future son's most powerful moment. At this time, all 10 Uzumaki Narutos turned into clouds of smoke. The woman opened her milky white eyes, and prominent nerve veins crawled out of her cheeks. Roll your eyes. As if being affected, everyone in the Hyuga family rolled their eyes and watched the contents of the video carefully. In the image, the smoke dissipates. Could this be? Pink aura, hazy smoke, shining with dreamy starlight. Blonde hair, brown hair, red hair, black hair, blue hair, gentle type, intellectual type, sunny type, shy type, mature type, little boy type. Handsome guys with different skin colors, looks, hairstyles, and temperaments occupy every screen around the world. Those handsome or cute men showed business-like smiles towards the incredibly powerful woman, as if to say, "Welcome, miss." The beauties with different voices spoke together, Itachi reverse back attack technique. The first batch of people to be hit hard were none other than the Hyuga tribesmen who imitated the white-clothed woman in the video and turned on her white eyes. This is Hinata exclaimed like a mosquito. Her skin was like a glass filled with red wine, red all the way to the top of her head, and she fell backwards. Inazuka Kiba, hey, Hinata? Hinata, Akamaru woof, woof woof. Shino knelt down and took a look. I was so shy that I fainted. The crimson Hinata fainted. Her eyes rolled with mosquito coils, and she whispered softly, Naruto, Naruto-kun. Naruto. As a boy, Niji did not escape. After all, he was only 13 years old at this time. It was still a bit. I saw him turn around, his back to the image. Boring. But please close your eyes before you speak. Other members of the Hyuga clan were also hit hard. Hyuga Hayashi. It's really unsightly to watch. I really don't know what the use of such a technique is. Before Hyuga Hayashi finished speaking in the video, while the terrifyingly powerful woman was stunned for a moment, all the beautiful men disappeared together, and Uzumaki Naruto came out from behind them and punched her hard to catch her off guard. Bang! This punch was quite real. It actually knocked that woman 10 meters away. Black Zetsu mom. No matter what the ancestor of chakra, you have never seen this kind of ninjutsu, have you? This is the history of ninjas. UBD. The video ends suddenly. Faced with the disappearing images, the whole world finally came to its senses. Snapped. A girl with Sakura hair fell straight backwards. Little Sakura. Little Sakura. Hey, Sakura. Sasuke had just reacted and was so angry that he wanted to slap his golden retriever friend next to him. What kind of ninjutsu are you doing at the end of the crane? Didn't I say that? It's woo-woo. Kakashi covered Naruto's mouth from behind. Okay, stop talking Naruto. Snapped. A girl with blonde hair and ponytail fell backward. Pa. A blonde sand shinobi girl fell backwards, and a red-haired Uzumaki girl fell. Pa. Just in this forest of death alone, several girls were unable to resist and fell down one after another. Genin boys from each village who took the Chunin exam. How can you become a ninja if you can't resist this temptation? Looking at the girls in their team, they were so angry that they wanted to beat Uzumaki Naruto. Of course, if you think about it, you can actually take action. So much sand on the ground is no joke. This is just a small part of Konoha. In Konoha, the land of fire, and in all the major ninja villages, large and small, there was a pop sound. The direct economic losses were incalculable. What kind of ninjutsu is this? Unheard of. That Uzumaki Naruto of Konoha is truly the unexpected #1 ninja. Ha. Yes. That boy can actually think of such a move to defeat the enemy. He is also a talent. Quietly, the title of the unexpected #1 ninja became popular around the world. Let me laugh for a while. Hey, stop laughing. Send these kunoichi with nosebleeds to the medical ninja first. What should I do if I lose too much blood? There seem to be more female ninjas over there with the medical ninjas. Wipe it. How about we? Artificial respiration. And I don't know that the ninja world, no, the whole world is in trouble. Uzumaki Naruto punched his palm. That's it. In the future, I really thought of a loyalty technique to deal with women. It's really me, Uzumaki Naruto. Ha. Namake's Minato, who has been unable to recover from the image for a long time. It seems that even the soul has become weak. Naruto. This is random who. Today is also a day when this helpless old father is heartbroken, and he is very happy. But for the wildest joke, perhaps no one can compare to the perfect nine-tails Kurama that was just added to Naruto's body. Ha. Kurama laughed so hard that his nine tails trembled. This scene, it's really funny. You are indeed my Jinchuriki. The other one, an aboriginal, was stripped of half of his pee by 4th generation Shin Hokage. Nine Tails snorted relentlessly. Aren't you the future old girl? Have you never seen Naruto use this trick against Kagaya? Recalling what happened more than 10 years ago, Kurama still vividly remembers. You idiot, Kagaya was resurrected. How could I be alone? All the tailed beasts, including me, were absorbed by her. Young Ninetales reacted, "That's right. I actually forgot. Then did you die at that time?" Remembering the last time I parted ways with 7th Hokage Uzumaki Naruto. That guy is obviously an adult and has fulfilled his dream of becoming the Hokage of Konoha. But when you want to leave, work, the voice, don't go. Kurama, the look of being at a loss, almost losing everything and being at a loss. Even compared to when the child was ignored by the whole village, he was even more helpless. "I can't bear to part with you." Young Ninetales saw the perfect Ninetales. Kurama suddenly appeared in the seal, and suddenly fell silent, shouting, "Hey, when will that woman Kagaya be resurrected? Think about the power in advance." The other side, it's Uchiha who has almost confirmed that he was deceived if he goes there in person. Uzumaki Naruto and Konoha shouldn't be able to resist now. Damn it. In the dark cave, Black Zetsu wanted to grab Uzumaki Naruto and use it. Hey, wait. Almighty God, great ancestor of chakra. Obito, TSK, what are you yelling about? It has nothing to do with Kagaya. That boy Naruto and that Uchiha Sasuke defeated Kagaya and rescued all the tailed beasts. The old man from Six Paths asked me to continue to be the manager of the tailed beast assembly center in his body. Otherwise I wouldn't stay in that kid's body. Huahua. Monthly ticket, please don't abandon me, QQ. Kurama glanced at his other self. "I'm tired. Let's take a nap, and we'll talk about it when I wake up." Then he ignored the other cage tenant, put his paws on his hands, and began to doze off, so angry that he was originally living in Naruto's body. Young Ninetales wants to bite his fox skin. Someone who is sharper than him. Mom, wait a little longer, and I will revive you soon. Today's update, 2/Miyu Rice Ball. Please subscribe, automatically calm down. I want to think about it. Black Zetsu opened the corners of his huge mouth, and the shark teeth looked sharp and sharp. Why don't we think of a way and let Obito go to Konoha to capture Ninetales' Jinchuriki first? Young Ninetales yelled, "What? Old man Six Paths? What happened after that?" Black Zetsu, who is extremely proud of his love, still doesn't know. Actually, using such despicable ninjutsu. Chapter 121. Sasuke was bullied. Naruto angrily attacked the people of Konoha village. The second round of the Konoha Chunin exam is over. There are still 3 days until the Five Shadows Conference. Iruka saw in the video that the child whom he regarded as a younger brother, or even a son, could actually grow to such an extent. When he got excited, he shouted before everyone was about to disperse, "Yoshi, let's go back and rest for a while. The teacher will treat us tonight. Ichiraku ramen for everyone." Everyone was stunned for a moment. Kakashi complained, "Hey, you are a Chunin. Can your wallet hold up?" Not to mention the 3 children in their class. There are also Asuma's class, Red class, Guy's class, and San Shinobi's 3 siblings, and there is also a little girl from the Uzumaki clan. 16 growing children. Maybe one meal could eat up his 2 or 3 months of savings, right? The enthusiastic teacher who was easily impressed also reacted a little at this time, holding onto his face, secretly calculating in his heart whether his wallet would be sufficient. Before the money was calculated, Naruto already swooped down and circled his waist, shouting, "Iruka-sensei is the best." Later, the 4th Hokage saw this scene, feeling sad and envious at the same time. It was sad to finally see my grown-up son, and I was envious of Mr. Iruka, who was hugged by her son and acted like a spoiled child. Kakashi saw that Iruka was embarrassed, but also enjoying the interactive relationship with the students. Sighing, "I'll bring Asuma home and Guy over to share the share." No need. Iruka was afraid of causing trouble to the Genin instructors, so he waved his hand and refused in embarrassment. Kakashi said in a lazy voice, "After all, those brats are now our subordinates. As a teacher, you can accept it with peace of mind." That's right. It was Jiraiya who said, "Count me in for the share." Master Jiraiya. Jiraiya simply left Iruka with his back and waved his hand. "Meet you at the door of Ichiraku Ramen tonight." Naruto, "Oh, goodbye." Hozi Shinin. Disband directly at the entrance to the Forest of Death. The exam went very well, and Naruto returned to his small hut in a good mood. Little did he know that the Hokage he admired the most and the father he wanted to meet the most was following behind him. Fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato was extremely excited and followed her son all the way, jumping up and down in the private room with him in order to take shortcuts. This is the edge of Konoha, a rental house with mixed residents. Naruto stopped and took out the key from his pocket, letting the fourth Hokage know that this was it. I'm back. A formal greeting will naturally not get any response from anyone. Not to mention that behind him, he exists in the world as an undead. The words of fourth Hokage. Although I owe you 12 years, but welcome back, Naruto. But after following Naruto into the hut, Namikaze Minato's expression twitched. Dirty clothes all over the floor, unfinished ramen bowls, expired milk on the table that stinks, half-bitten toast still looking the same as it did a few days ago, and the quilt wasn't folded properly. After the convulsion, he couldn't help but think about the life Naruto had lived these 12 years. When I got home, no one greeted me. No one washes the dirty clothes. I felt wronged and had no one to talk to. There are no parents to act coquettishly on your birthday. I'm sorry, Naruto. Namikaze Minato couldn't help but think of the night when he and his wife and children parted ways. That decision was his responsibility as a Hokage, but at the same time he failed to fulfill his duties as a husband and father. Responsibility. I watched my son throw away the trash, take a bath, and wait anxiously for 3 minutes for cup noodles to be ready. After eating, I happily started packing my ninja bag, looking forward to having dinner with the Genin at Ichiraka Ramen in the evening. I have to lament that the child who was almost killed by an explosive charm when he was a baby has grown up. Namikaze Minato looked at every bit of Naruto's life, and no matter how much time passed by, he couldn't get enough. Uzumaki Naruto, who was alone at home, had nothing to do. He was about to go to the training ground to try the summoning technique again when the door of his home was knocked. Bang, bang, bang. Naruto. Bang, bang, bang. Little Sakura. Naruto was a little surprised, but little Sakura's voice sounded very anxious. He hurriedly opened the door. What's wrong? Little Sakura. Naruto saw that little Sakura was panting heavily. She must have rushed over in a hurry, which made him feel a little nervous for no reason. Sasuke-kun. Sasuke-kun, he hurt a civilian. Little Sakura was so anxious that she almost cried. What should I do? Naruto. Naruto's eyes widened and he cursed angrily. That idiot. Lesson number 3. Do not use ninjutsu against unarmed villagers in the village. Even he, the guy behind the wheel, knows it. He immediately followed little Sakura and used her ninja to quickly rush to Sasuke's side. Naruto chased little Sakura while asking, Little Sakura, why on earth? How could Sasuke attack the civilians of Konoha? Speaking of this, little Sakura's eye circles were slightly red. Because of Uchiha's reputation, the images have been released many times that Uchiha wants to launch a coup. Although most people in the village believe that the fault is not entirely Uchiha's, at least their own attitude and the decision-making of Konoha's top leaders led to Uchiha's coup. But there are still some people who think, but this has nothing to do with Sasuke-kun. It doesn't matter. After Naruto heard this, he lowered his eyes. This situation, he has experienced it personally for 12 years. And, of course, he understands his feeling, which is very painful and aggrieved. And little Sakura continued. Second Generation Master said in the answer that Sasuke is the reincarnation of the legendary Uchiha Madara. At this point, little Sakura choked up. The older generation in the village, it is said that it was Uchiha Madara who brought 9 Tails to attack Konoha. Little Sakura couldn't say what happened next. But this part happens to be the feeling Naruto understands best. For 12 years, he lived in fear of other people. Obviously, he has done nothing, but whether it was 9 Tails attacking Konoha or killing the hero of a ninja village, fourth Hokage, all the sins were passed on to him out of fear. As Naruto ran, his hands clenched into fists. There was no way he was going to let Sasuke be like him. It was painful enough for Sasuke, who once had a family and then lost his family, so he must not let Sasuke experience the feeling of being feared and excluded that he once suffered. Otherwise, Sasuke will definitely leave Konoha like the other ending in the video. Leave Team 7. Leave him, little Sakura, and Mr. Kakashi. Sasuke is the brother he got with great difficulty. It was obviously hard to get. The two of them used their ninja along the way and finally arrived at Konoha's commercial street within a few minutes. Fortunately, Sasuke only had a quarrel with civilians. Although he showed his Sharingan, he did not actually use ninjutsu to attack civilians. Sasuke. Naruto was a little angry when he ran over to Sasuke. What are you doing? I told you. Naruto, Sakura, just leave it alone. In fact, even after experiencing the Uchiha genocide and years of loneliness without a family, Uchiha Sasuke is essentially different from Uzumaki Naruto, who was born orphan. He still has the temperament of the second son of the Uchiha clan leader. Naruto also became more aggressive, grabbing Sasuke's arm and pulling him behind him. Aunt Mikoto and brother Itachi in the image have entrusted you to me. How could I not care? Besides, maybe before, Naruto was too embarrassed and unwilling to talk to others about the treatment he suffered from the common people in the village. But after watching the video, Naruto felt that a lot of things to say and a lot of feelings should be known to his companions. Besides, I've had enough of such looks. He turned around and roared at the villagers of Konoha. We didn't do those things in the past. Why do you have to look at us like this? Naruto wanted to vent all the pain in his heart. Why do you look at us like monsters and criminals? Treat us like monsters and foxes. Is it Sasuke who brought 9 tails to Konoha? Or was it me who killed the 4th Hokage? Naruto's voice sounded a little lonely when he said this. Obviously, I also admire 4th Hokage, I said. 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato looked at Uzumaki Naruto in shock. No father would not feel proud when being worshipped by his son. But at this moment, Naruto's worship gave him 2 contradictory feelings. Emotions of pride and joy are natural. But there is also a heavy, sad loss. Even if he is a Hokage, he cannot change people's hearts. Even if he blames and complains in his heart that the villagers of Konoha treated Naruto like this. But in essence, no one knows better than him that the one who really made such a choice, who really made Naruto suffer such treatment, was not the 4th Hokage, also Naruto's biological father. Naruto has always used nonsensical pranks to gain everyone's attention. It's not often that you yell out your feelings like this. Maybe when he was a child, he would still have questions about these and yell in the crowd, but he would not get explanations and responses time and time again, and he would not do such meaningless things again. It was the first time for Sakura and Sasuke to see Naruto like this, and they had never thought about it before. After several images, when Naruto put these grievances on the table and shouted them out, they realized more deeply, aren't these pains and grievances what Naruto has endured alone for 12 years? Naruto, Sasuke, and little Sakura called his name, but didn't know what to say. The villagers of Konoha, who had a lot of objections to Uchiha Sasuke before because he was the reincarnation of Madara, didn't know how to feel when they saw Naruto. Because he had a very bad attitude towards Naruto before. But when he learned from second-generation masters' exposed answers that he was actually the reincarnation of first Hokage master, Senju Hashirama, the people of Konoha village, who had, always admired Shodai deeply, didn't know how to face this demon fox boy for a while. This world just shows that you have greater potential. You should not carry it with you in practice, and you will live up to this powerful power. My heart beat violently several times. It is not the reincarnation of Madara, nor the reincarnation of Big Brother. He emphasized the reincarnation of Chakra, today's update. 3/ the wooden fish rice balls eaten up by Sasuke. Please subscribe automatically. When Uchiha Obito betrayed him, Naruto died at that time. It also caused Sasuke to be bullied for no reason. It really makes people so angry that they don't know what to say. Welcome. The second Hokage listened calmly to Naruto's complaint and sighed. If the tailed beast escapes from Jinchuriki, Jinchuriki will definitely die. Second Hokage said this. He actually saw Uzumaki Naruto's death with his own eyes, if not at that time. Sasuke was startled by what second Hokage said. He suddenly remembered the image of himself killing Naruto that had appeared in his mind before, and was frightened by that image and feeling. Why? Do you want to take the tailed beast out of Naruto's body one day for the Project Suki Nomi mentioned in the video? Hwawa. Monthly ticket. Please don't abandon me. QQ Sasuke. Take the tailed beast out of Naruto's body? You're not the target of second generation. Why did you suddenly disappear when I was answering the question? And what on earth are you talking about? Wong Nu Ozho. Naruto yelled out without a clue. What is Sasuke? Whose reincarnation? Whose reincarnation am I? I don't understand what it means at all, I said. Naruto, what's going on here? Senju Tobarama, a flying thunder god, came back and saw the people of Konoha village gathering here again. As for your character and future direction, those are your own choices and have nothing to do with us. Relics of history. He looked at Uchiha Sasuke. It's up to you. Naruto. Sasuke wanted to save his respect and explain that he would not be bullied, but Naruto's mood obviously did not allow him to interrupt. Chapter 122 New Question. Which is the most popular restaurant in Konohagakure? Second Hokage knew that the rest of the matter could only be left to Uchiha Sasuke to think about, so he said no more. Okay, I still have something to do. Mito's sister and Itama were definitely even more sad. Uchiha Sasuke, even Genin, you're a ninja. Naruto has only experienced the pain that he has experienced since childhood, and is ready to Sharingan was used? What happened? Sasuke looked away, Uchiha's pride allowing them to explain more. Senju Tobarama, who understands Uchiha best, is so angry at this brat. Hey, Sasuke. Fortunately, he was not willing to explain. He had to worry about Naruto and Sakura's feelings, right? Naruto was so impatient that he had to think of 800 reasons to explain for him. Little Sakura held her heart in her hands and hesitated to speak, and she didn't look very comfortable. Fisk, Sasuke is extremely depressed. What should he say? In the morning, I returned home from the Forest of Death and saw the two crows from second generation running to his house to beg for food for some unknown reason. Mom even made anko soup and glutinous rice balls with a happy face. Are there crows eating anko soup and glutinous rice balls? But due to exhaustion, Sasuke went to take a shower and change clothes without thinking much. While taking a bath, I couldn't help but think of the chaotic experiences of the past few days. I don't know what happened, but the scene where I killed Naruto by myself and the sentence I accidentally blurted out when I was angry. How do you understand me when I am alone? Feelings. Mom. After taking a shower, Sasuke poked half of his face out from behind the door. His mother, Uchiha Mikoto, and the two crows looked at him, making him choke suddenly. Mikoto smiled and asked, "What's wrong, Sasuke?" Uchiha's awkward character was vividly reflected in Sasuke. It took him a long time to walk over and awkwardly recount the events of the past few days. Uchiha Mikoto and a certain crow who cares about his younger brother can naturally hear his point. He wants to apologize in his heart, but refuses in action. Seeing through it without saying anything, Uchiha Mikoto just served another bowl of anko soup, and Sasuke sent it to Naruto Koen in her name. Sasuke imitated Shikamaru and said something troublesome, but he still went on. Because the place where he lived was opposite to Naruto's house, and he had to pass through Konoha shopping street. Sasuke passed through it, as usual, without thinking much. More blatant glances and whispers than usual. Uchiha Madara. He never expected that there would be an old man with blurred eyes and who seemed to be unconscious, and he would attack him with a stone as a ninja tool. Of course, Sasuke doesn't take an attack like this seriously. He can't hit him even if he doesn't have to hide. It's just that the name Madara made him instinctively dislike it. He is who he is, Uchiha Sasuke, and he cannot be anyone else, let alone a rebellious Nin who was killed by the first Hokage. I blindly guessed the age of the old man. He might have experienced Madara attacking Konoha with nine tails when he was young. He was also at an age when most of his feet were in the coffin. His mind was not clear, and Sasuke couldn't care too much. But people's speculations, doubts, and fears are all more malicious behaviors. When the old man threw the stone for the second time, he used too much force and fell down, but everyone who came afterward thought that it was Uchiha Sasuke who committed the murder. His malicious words and the look that looked at dirty things finally drove Sasuke away. I was so angry that I burst into Sharingan faced with this problem. Second Hokage just made a gesture, and 3 Umbu immediately knelt down beside him. It was after the previous incident that he arranged for additional manpower to protect Naruto, Sasuke, and Mikoto as Umbu candidates. Naturally, they all saw what happened. Umbu restored the incident. Tobirama looked at the reluctant villagers with red eyes. Ninjas have a way to show Umbu's memory. Do you need it? No, no need. After the people dispersed, Naruto said happily, as expected of the brother of second generation. By the way, you said that Sasuke and I are your brother, and you shut up. Naruto, I was scared. Sasuke, little Sakura. It seems like it's something that second generation doesn't want to mention. Sighing, this incident is probably caused by me. How did he know that horror questions and answers would come up with such a trick? You don't need to pay too much attention to those questions. Do more self-reflection before acting, and don't blindly pursue your true intention. That's it. Sasuke frowned. Second generation, what do you know? I only know part of what is said in the video. Second Hokage felt that it was still a little early to tell them this. Instead, it was more important to improve their strength and deal with what might happen in the future. Let's not talk about these for now. Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura, Uzumaki Naruto, Senju Tobirama said, "Do you want to become stronger?" 3 people. Of course it is. Senju Tobirama. That's it. After a while, I will help you find a teacher. No, I may find 2 or 3 teachers for you. Including myself, I will join in the guidance. In your ninjutsu, taijutsu, illusion, medical, and combat experience teams. Upon hearing Second Hokage's words, the 3 of them were stunned, including Second Hokage. 2 to 3 teachers alone guide their practice. Then, where's Kakashi-sensei? Of course he is one of them. Uchiha Sasuke, you learned the Chidori move in the video from him, including the subsequent Kirin. It should be that this technique evolved into a stronger, lightning-style ninjutsu. Sasuke, Kirin, is that ninjutsu that has the power to destroy the world really something that he can possess in the future, even without relying on Orochimaru's cursed seal? Okay, don't think too much now, Senju Tobirama. Let's rest and reorganize first. If nothing unexpected happens, the 3rd Chunin exam will be after the 5 Shadows Conference. During this period, you can improve your strength. Dismissal. Yes. Second generation master / second generation brother. There is still a lot of time before the evening Ichiraka ramen appointment. The 3 of Team 7 were doing sparring training at the Konoha training ground. During the break, Sasuke awkwardly took out Anko soup. Take it. Naruto looked confused. What is this? Eat, idiot. Mom asked me to bring it. Aunt Mikoto's lunch. Naruto looked happy, thanked him casually, and hurriedly opened the lunchbox. The strange thing is that Naruto was a little stunned when he saw the Anko soup inside. The one at the end of the crane. Sasuke and little Sakura remember that Naruto's favorite thing besides ramen and cup noodles is Anko soup. One time after the mission ended, the 3 of them bought Konoha Kimuragen's dessert together. When they returned, Naruto's Anko soup fell on the floor and spread all over it. The guy was so angry that he almost cried on the spot. Sasuke, Naruto suddenly asked, is this Anko soup made by Aunt Mikoto? What else do you think? Sasuke said angrily. Naruto said nothing and shared the Anko soup brought by Sasuke with little Sakura. He did not tell Sasuke that he had eaten this bowl of Anko soup when he was a child and liked it as much as Ichiraka ramen. The taste had not changed at all when he ate it again after 6 years. Sure enough, my mother's taste should be similar to this. Behind Naruto, Namake's Minato smiled a little softly. He remembered that Kushina was most afraid of hardship and also liked the Anko soup made by Mikoto-san. After practicing sparring and shuriken, the 3 of them were very hungry. Naruto vowed that he would eat 3 big bowls of ramen, 1 bowl of tonkatsu, 1 bowl of soy sauce, and 1 bowl of barbecued pork. Little Sakura, be careful and you'll vomit like that time in Wave Country. You idiot Naruto. Sakura-chan, you are so biased. Apparently, Sasuke was also the one who vomited after eating that time. Little Sakura was very frank. Sasuke-kun, it doesn't matter. Why? Sasuke was also in a good mood to bully him. No reason, because you were the last person. What did you say? BD Sasuke, wait until I learn Flying Thunder God and Rasengan. Beat me with Shuriken first, then you can win. Naruto gritted his teeth in anger, but Chun-Li felt that this kind of relationship was the best. They would always be together in Class 7. Unlike the other ending in the video, which was full of regrets. The entrance to Ichiraku ramen teacher Irika hasn't arrived yet, but Shikamaru, Chai, and Ino from Asuma's class are already waiting for them there. As usual, Ino and little Sakura had a quarrel over who sat next to Sasuke. Sasuke had nothing to do with it, and Naruto, Shikamaru, and Tsuji felt that women were too troublesome. After waiting for a while, Irika-sensei arrived, and Naruto and the others helped the ramen shop's uncle move out 2 tables. Not long after, Kurenai and Asuma, who had been in love since childhood, walked slowly, followed by Hinata, Kiba, and Shino from the red class. I happened to meet the 3 siblings, Shinobi and San Shinobi, at the fork in the road. Irika greeted them warmly and thanked them for taking care of their students, especially for being friend with Naruto. Looking like an old father helping his son win over friends, 4th Hokage, who was standing aside, felt completely soft. Following the hot-blooded teacher Might Guy and his class Hyuganiji, Rock Lee, and Tenten also arrived. Kakashi-sensei is indeed the slowest. I must have gotten lost at some intersection in life again. But the tables don't seem to be enough, Sakura said. Ramen is a fast food after all, so few people would choose a ramen shop for gatherings. At this time, a slightly familiar voice came from behind her. Please leave this to me. Wood-style 4-pillar house technique. Although building several houses is tiring, getting a few tables and chairs is easy for Tenzo. Naruto pointed at the visitor and yelled, "That Umbu guy." Tenzo was a little embarrassed. Kakashi-senpai asked me to come with him. I will pay for my share. Everyone sat down and ordered ramen and snacks. It was not until Naruto's barbecued pork ramen was served that Kakashi and Jiraiya arrived belatedly. One reason is to get lost, and the other reason is to get materials. Bowl after bowl of ramen is served. It was almost dark by this time, and the orange lights of the ramen shop warmed people's hearts. Naruto competed with Chai, Kiba, and Lee about eating ramen. When I was eating the 2nd and 3rd bowls of ramen enthusiastically, I completely didn't notice that under the different eyes of Sakura, Ino, and others, the youngest Hinata has almost finished the 5th bowl. Irika, Jiraiya, and the 4 Genin instructors also enjoyed a rare moment of leisure time outside of the mission, and then ordered a few glasses of wine and started talking about business. Jiraiya, with the arrangements for 2nd Hokage, I will be mainly responsible for teaching Naruto. The mission time of class May 7th be greatly shortened. Kakashi expressed his understanding. I am responsible for Sasuke, but I am not the first choice. Master 2nd generation seems to have plans for someone else to be mainly responsible for Sasuke's practice. It can't be Orochimaru, right? Kurenai asked. That one in the image Sasuke seemed to be learning from him. Jiraiya shook his head. I asked, it shouldn't be him. Then who could it be? Several people had questions. Guy, I didn't expect Naruto-kun and Sasuke-kun to have such important responsibilities, especially Naruto. You can't tell it at all at this time. You also judge people by their appearance? Kakashi took a drink and said softly, his potential may be the greatest among everyone here. After all, it is the teacher and Sister Kushina, my son. There is no way he can be worse than others. Guy-o, don't underestimate our class. Before Might Guy could finish his words, the sudden arrival of the domain barrier made everyone wake up from drunkenness and full of vigilance. Question. Which restaurant is the most popular in Konoha? The Land of Fire? Rule 1. The method of answering questions is rush answering. 2. No penalty for wrong answers. Ichiraku ramen. Roasted pork QQQ. Before the metallic voice could finish speaking, Naruto and Chai shouted almost at the same time. After they finished shouting, They both glared at each other fiercely, vowing to fight for their beliefs. The next posture. Today's update, 1/Naruto volume. Please subscribe automatically Huahua. Monthly ticket, please don't abandon me. QQ Chapter 123 Ichiraku Ramen, carrying the memories of generations. Kurama, I really should show you Genin Hokage because he was answered by the person who rushed to answer before he finished speaking. The horrible Q&A also stiffened for a moment before continuing. Reward. Randomly selected. Konoha Genin sighed, although there was a moment of subconscious fear. But the listening rules should be similar to the last time's quick answer questions. That is, there will be no penalty for wrong answers. It took a few seconds for Naruto and Chai to see that nothing happened, and then the others lost their minds. Shikamaru glared at Naruto and Chai. I mean, you two can't just listen to what that thing says, Naruto said in awe-inspiring manner. I won't give this question to anyone else no matter what I say. Chai, me too. Naruto stares. Chai stares back. Life is not easy, Shikamaru sighed. Naruto. The most delicious and most popular in Konoha is, of course, Ichiraku Ramen. The most delicious is the Ichiraku Ramen that Mr. Irika invited me to eat. Chai, no. The most delicious thing in Konoha is, of course, the yakiniku Q. The most delicious thing is the super luxurious yakiniku set meal Mr. Asuma invited us to eat. Several Chunin instructors have contacted and looked at Asuma with a distressed look. Is your wallet okay? He almost said it out loud. Uzumaki Naruto answered correctly. Oh. Naruto suddenly jumped on the chair, one leg on the table, and two scissor hands raised above his head happily. Thank you, everyone. Others, so silly. Idiot Naruto, get down here. Haruno Sakura raised her fist. Gaara looked at Naruto. Your luck is incredible. Xiang Phosphorus, Niji, and others have to agree. Only Chai. The focus is on why the most popular restaurant in Konoha is not Yakiniku Q. Why? The answer is Ichiraku Ramen. Chai's eyes seemed to be on fire, and he clenched his fists and retorted loudly. I want to see the evidence. Why is Yakiniku Q not the most popular restaurant in Konohagakure? Learn. Shikamaru. As expected, there are images again, but they really couldn't think of any information they could have about a ramen shop. Only Naruto looked excited, and Irika looked a little nostalgic. Naruto, could this be images from the opening of the Ichiraku ramen shop to the present and future? Naruto gestured forward with his hand holding the chopsticks. When I become Hokage, I will expand the Ichiraku ramen shop. I will also make it a Fire Nation chain store. Just wait, uncle. The owner of 10,000 years squinted the ramen shop and said with a smile, Oh, come on. Uncle's special barbecued pork will be refilled for you. As expected of an uncle. Fourth Hokage, who was sitting next to Naruto, poked his cheek and looked at his son gently as he ate ramen. Eat more Naruto, Kushina, and I will be worried if he is so thin. The image that I thought would only appear in the Konoha Shinobi School and the Forest of Death actually appeared outside the Ichiraku ramen shop like a television. The size is also much smaller, only about 2 meters wide and 1 high. Since they were having a dinner together, the atmosphere was not as serious as before, so Naruto and the others simply sipped on the ramen soup and watched a movie. Umbu landed next to Kakashi and told him that the image was also appearing in Konoha Shinobi School. It was not known that the same image appeared in other areas in Oranges. The scene at the beginning of the video is of a dark sky and patter of rain. There is nice music as the background sound. The sound of the patter of rain makes people very comfortable. As the video camera dropped, many people began to look towards the Western Zhou dynasty. The image is where we are sitting now. Naruto, that's right, it's Ichiraku. It's Ichiraku ramen shop. The image scrolled down, and everyone saw that under the dim sky and in the cold, heavy rain, 10 ramen shops that looked shabby but warm were preparing to close. His eyes widened suddenly. Naruto had a premonition. He guessed that it was that time. At the door of the ramen shop, there is a very thin child, wearing thin clothes, standing alone in the heavy rain. Teacher Irika, who likes children very much, immediately couldn't bear it. Whose child is this? Why don't you go in and take shelter from the rain? Your whole body is soaked. There was disapproval in his voice. Naruto put down the ramen bowl, pursed his lips, and said nothing. The image suddenly changed its perspective, as if watching the child from the perspective of beating an uncle in a ramen shop. People in the ramen shop choked up immediately when they saw the child's appearance. This is... The old man looked up and said, "Oh, I miss you so much. It's Naruto from childhood." In the image, the boy's originally dazzling blonde hair was wet from the rain and looked dull, hanging down in a grieved manner. With his big blue eyes and cute cat whiskers, and the boy standing timidly at the door, wanting to go in but not daring to go in, it really makes people feel pity for him. 1. Thin little clothes can hardly withstand a cold rain in autumn and winter. The completely soaked clothes stick to the body, making Naruto look as thin as a little kitten who can't find a home and is wanted by no one. Naruto didn't want others to see his miserable state at that time, but he also couldn't stop the video from playing. He could only hide his face in the noodle soup bowl to deceive himself, as if no one could see him. Ino, Sakura, and others stared at the image and whispered, "I never thought that Naruto was quite cute when he was little. It's a bit pathetic, because why don't you go in? Don't you have any money?" Afraid of being kicked out, everyone focused their attention on Gaara, who suddenly spoke. Then he turned to look at Naruto, who was stuck in the ramen bowl. "I didn't know what to say for a while." Uncle Tide aside, as a merchant in Konoha, he roughly knew what was going on with this poor child. He was not good at words and silently cut a few pieces of Naruto rolls and put them in Naruto's ramen bowl. The child in the video looked so pitiful. The owner of the ramen shop waved to the child at the counter, gesturing for him to come in. The child looked like a cub that had been bullied for a long time. He was extremely timid. When someone noticed him, his first reaction was to be frightened and helpless, and he ran away quickly. 1. Seeing the content in the video, Namake's Minato felt heartbroken and dumbfounded. In his memory, Naruto had just been born, a small ball, wrapped in swaddling clothes. He was a father for the first time, crying with joy. The masked man's surprise attack forced him to seal all the words he wanted to say together with chakra into Naruto's body before his death. Now that he regained consciousness and appeared here in the form of a soul, he only saw his son suddenly become a 12-year-old boy. Through this image, Namake's Minato can really feel what kind of life Naruto lived during the years when he and his wife were gone. Perhaps if he didn't know, he could try to ask himself not to think too much, but after seeing it with his own eyes, even he couldn't be calm. In the video, the young Naruto still couldn't resist the temptation of the aroma of food, and soon after escaping, he quietly came back. In the end, the skinny kid got a free bowl of ramen and a clean towel. Naruto, who was immersed in the bowl of ramen, couldn't help but look at the image. It was the first time he tasted the taste of ramen, the very warm and fragrant ramen soup, the filling and satisfying ramen and barbecued pork, and the same sound as his own name, the Naruto volume. It also reminded him of Uncle Naruto and Sister Iris, who secretly added a few pieces of Naruto's roll every time. It was also a very precious memory for him. In the video, little Naruto eats ramen for the first time, wiping his wet head. Under his shiny blonde hair, his expression is not as pitiful as before. He stares at the big bowl of ramen with excitement, not knowing how to eat it. The way the mouth looks is fun and cute, KB. Suddenly, there's a feeling. He finally understood why Itachi liked to point his forehead so much. No reason, just a thought. It's the hand that can't control itself. Afterwards, the time points of the video are rapidly switching, recording every detail of the lives of this generation, the previous generation, and Konoha Shinobi. The picture of Naruto standing in a ramen shop that is about to close, looking lonely and helpless. Then Naruto, who put on the Konoha forehead protector for the first time, showed off to Mr. Irika and asked for another bowl. Yumino Irika was very happy to untie Naruto's knot and saw that he finally learned the shadow clone technique and put the barbecued pork in his bowl into Naruto's bowl. The next thing is a boy with sky-high braids, just like Naruto, standing in a ramen shop that is about to close. His back looks as lonely and helpless as Naruto. Little Sakura, is this Shikamaru? Shikamaru, no, if I don't go home at this time, I will be eaten alive by my mother, okay? Irika smiled awkwardly. That's the teacher when I was a kid. Naruto, Iruka-sensei, was a child. Then he remembered that Mizuki once said that Mr. Iruka's parents died in the Nine Tails Rebellion when he was a child. Naruto also felt a little lonely when he thought about this. What are you thinking? Iruka slapped Naruto hard. Yummy ramen, just like in the next image. Today's update, 2/Naruto volume. Please subscribe automatically. Half P-Nex and Nine Tails, what's so funny? In the video, Iruka is crying while eating ramen, and next to him is third Hokage, who looks much younger than he is now, stroking Iruka's head as if he were his grandson. Naruto smiled with a mean expression on his face. But when I reach Iruka-sensei's current age, I must have become an outstanding elite Genin. Maybe I can become an Umbu, like the noodle boy. Kurama's tone seemed a little relaxed. It's nothing. Even until I left, this kid couldn't become a Chunin, and he still dreamed about the professional titles of Genin and Umbu. Hwawa. Monthly ticket, please don't abandon me. He recalled that he was indeed in great pain at that time, but Naruto, is this when Grandpa Hokage was young? Iruka-sensei looks so young too. Nine Tails next to him looked at his other self with a rippling smile, suspiciously. He felt that the sultry look was simply unsightly. If it weren't for the fact that they were equally powerful, well, he was slightly inferior without half of the chakra. He must slap his paw on the other person's face. Mass Boy Tenzo, ha ha. In Naruto's body, Kurama laughed and punched the ground hard. Thinking of the seventh Hokage, the first Genin in history to dance directly to the Hokage, Kurama felt that he could laugh at this joke for another year, not for the rest of his life. Idiot, I was about the same age as you are now. In front of the image, Iruka smiled sheepishly and put his hand on his head, as if he could still feel the warmth of that hand. The half-aboriginal young Nine Tails next to him didn't know what he was thinking. Humph. As an old man, Jinchuriki can't compare to that brat from the Tanuki family. He is simply hopeless. Before passing image, he knew that Gaara would become Kazekage in the future. Kurama thought to himself, I only said that Naruto didn't become a Chunin, but I didn't say that he couldn't become a Hokage. Chapter 1, 24 Memories of Ramen Shop. Uchiha Obito and Naruto, who are dating, It's little Sakura. Naruto pointed at the image and shouted, Can you please not show this moment when I make a fool of myself? In the video, a bruised and swollen Naruto is driven to the Ichiraku ramen shop by little Sakura. Even though his clothes are dirty and his face is bruised just after training, he can still shout with great enthusiasm the moment he enters the door. Bowl of ramen and finish it quickly. Sasuke looked at the image full of memories and turned to complain to Naruto. If you hadn't disobeyed the instructions and rushed forward with all your strength, that mission wouldn't have been delayed for so long. You actually remember? You little Sasuke. Little Sakura. Idiot Naruto, don't talk back to Sasuke-kun. Naruto looked aggrieved. It's little Sakura. Namake's Minato almost burst out laughing. The character of the girl Sakura sent is a bit similar to Kushina, but Naruto seems to have unrequited love. Neru, Hinata's mosquito voice would not be noticed at all at this time, but Namake's Minato is quite sensitive to his son's name. In this somewhat noisy environment, he immediately noticed the girl with white eyes who was pointing her fingers and looking cutely in Naruto's direction. Minato immediately perked up and floated over to observe the little girl from the Hyuga family and the 5 empty ramen bowls next to her. Just like an ordinary father, if he knows that his son has unrequited love, he will worry about his emotional frustration. If he knows that a cute girl likes him, he will be excited and proud of 437. It's a pity that Uzumaki Naruto doesn't know all this. In the video, after little Sakura and Naruto left, Jiraiya was drunk and walked into the ramen shop with a female drunkard supporting each other. It seemed that she still thought she was not drunk enough. Naruto screamed strangely. H-Sun-nin. Jiraiya. TSK. Call me Jiraiya-sama. You idiot. Don't want. The video continues. It's Team 7 related to Naruto again. Shino. There are a lot of parts related to Naruto. If you want to ask why, Chai finished his 3rd portion of ramen and asked the boss for another bowl. Shikamaru complained that he should eat less just to think about Asuma's wallet. Then he began to analyze the images he saw. The images of our time are in color. For example, when Irika Sensei was a child, and when Drayasuma appeared just now, they were all in the style of old monochrome photos. Naruto and Chai didn't understand what Shikamaru wanted to express and were full of questions. Kakashi explained, the meaning of Shikamaru should be, the reason why Ichiraka Ramen Shop is the most popular restaurant in Konoha is because it carries the memory of Shikamaru Ninja 4 generations. After finishing speaking, he raised his head and looked at the image. The 3 people in Class 7 were already agitated. Kakashi walked in slowly with the Paradise series novel and said that he got lost after sending an old woman home 3. Minato laughs dryly. Kakashi, Uchiha Obito, and Kamui Space. What fake? It's obvious that I just stood in front of the commemorative monument for a whole day. He actually helped the old lady get home back then. Unexpectedly, as Obito was thinking, the next scene in the video was actually in the picture with the color of an old photo. The elite-style masked boy is tired of waiting, and the little girl with oil paint on her face next to him also looks bored. A black-haired boy who looked very similar to Naruto rushed in, clasping his hands and apologizing repeatedly. I'm sorry, I just saw an old woman carrying a lot of things. Young Kakashi, stop making excuses. If you don't know how to work hard, you will become trouble sooner or later. Lin was a little embarrassed. Kakashi. She stopped Kakashi from saying that. And on the other hand, she smiled and asked the young man who had just entered the door to sit down here and wait for him to order ramen together. Konoha Jin inside there are a lot of flaws. Where to start? Naruto was shocked. Oh my god. Someone can actually ask Mr. Kakashi to wait. Sasuke also knew that Genin, the lazy, silver-haired delinquent with fishy eyes, looked like that when he was a child. I can't believe it, Kakashi. How did you become like this? Little Sakura? That girl is so cute. I never imagined that Mr. Kakashi was so handsome when he was a child. Her voice suddenly became rough, and it seems that Mr. Kakashi also has an idiot teammate like Naruto. The other Genin had to nod in agreement. Sakura-chan. Naruto shriveled up in grievance. Haruno Sakura's words were actually just a joke to Naruto to make fun of him. But he accidentally stepped on Kakashi's thunder. Sakura. The Genin and Konoha were startled by Kakashi's suddenly lowered tone, and they all looked at the lazy and bad Genin instructor. Kakashi's tone was full of loneliness. That man is not an idiot. He is my hero. Uchiha Obito in Kamui Space. Little Sakura didn't expect this, and so did the other Konoha Genin. They looked at the other instructors, and the moods of Yuhi Kurenai, Sarutobi Asuma, and Might Guy suddenly darkened. They turned their heads away from each other. Neither of them prepared to speak first. They remembered that Mr. Kakashi took them to that place on the first day he became their teacher. This is a commemorative monument. On it are engraved the heroes who died in the line of duty. The names of my friends are also engraved on it. Naruto turned to Kakashi stiffly. Maybe they all. The atmosphere was a bit heavy for a moment. Sakura apologized to teacher Kakashi, and Kakashi rubbed her head with a half-gloved hand to tell her not to mind. In the video, the way the hot-blooded black-haired boy who looked like Naruto was arguing with a young Kakashi made everyone think that this was clearly a replica of Naruto and Sasuke. Just the black-haired boy turned sideways, letting everyone notice the fan badge on his clothes behind him. You Uchiha? Naruto said in shock. Sasuke was also stunned. Kakashi covered his left eye. My Sharingan belongs to him. Kakashi-sensei. Little Sakura murmured to herself. It would be great if I could help teacher Kaka resurrect my friends if I had the chance. Kakashi heard this, but showed a heart-wrenching smile. Unfortunately, my luck has not been very good. Apart from having a tougher life, there is nothing to be saved. What are you talking about? Kakashi-sensei. Naruto strongly disagreed with Kakashi's words. Didn't your companion die in the line of duty to implement his own ninja? But before I became Hokage, I would never dead. Naruto. Kakashi was stunned for a moment, and then he smiled from the bottom of his heart. Naruto, you and Obito are really similar. Naruto curled his lips. How does it look like? Are they all crane tails? No. What makes Obito so similar to you is the Hokage's dream. The image was about to jump again, and there were two people who no one could see. Shinjo was speechless. One is Uchiha Obito hiding in Kimui's space, and the other is fourth Hokage Namake's Minato, who exists in the form of soul between heaven and earth. Minato believes that if Obito is still alive, he might be able to change the Uchiha clan and become an excellent Hokage. Uchiha Obito began to recall over and over again in the past few days what he had done in order to realize Project Tsukinomi. For example, the Nine Tails Rebellion 12 years ago, the Uchiha Genocide plan 5 years ago. He hid in the Kamui space and questioned himself in an unbelievable tone. Am I regretting it? The next image is the grown-up Shikamaru Naruto, a smiling boy, and it should be the grown-up Ino, eating ramen zero little Sakura. Ino, which one are you looking at? No way. Which Ino pig actually looks so good-looking? I can't believe it, Hinata timidly said slightly. Ino-san is so pretty. I'm so envious, Ino. That's right. If you want to chase me, you have to hurry up after saying that. She flipped her hair and struck a beautiful pose. Gaara calmly interjected. Who is the man who smiled and fed Naruto ramen? Is he from Konoha too? Naruto. To be honest, I feel a little uncomfortable. Even more uncomfortable than Naruto is the old father of fourth Hokage, Namake's Minato. He always feels that the strange, smiling tiger in the video is guiding his son in a strange direction. I'm afraid he doesn't want to try his spiral rondo hosen. Moat, he's just a handsome guy. Ah, are you going to give up voluntarily? Competition for Sasuke-kun. No matter what these two women said, everyone knew it well. The person involved, Uchiha Sasuke, didn't say anything, so they were fine. At most, they could imitate Shikamaru and say, it's so troublesome. Next is the grown-up Chai, Kiba, and hey, could that be? Everyone stared at the little white dog in Inuzuka Kiba's arms. Look at it, and then look at the giant white sky in the image that occupies the space of half a person. That's Akamaru. Hey, Kiba, is Akamaru a large dog? How can he grow so big? Yeah, that's right. Akamaru's parents are quite old. Akamaru, woof woof. Aren't you surprised at all? Naruto looked at calm teeth, a little dissatisfied that his emotions were not passionate enough. You hugged Akamaru and cupped his little head. It doesn't seem to be any different to me, right? At this time, everyone wanted to complain in their hearts. Has your vision improved due to your sense of smell? But speaking of it, even Akamaru likes Ichiraku's ramen, Hinata whispered. And when she noticed that everyone's eyes were focused on her, she immediately became shy and her voice became smaller and smaller. That's it, the feeling of everyone being together is very warm. Everyone eating ramen looks happy. Namake's Minato. She is a very careful and gentle girl. There's a switch to the next image in 1.6. Shino, I hate being ignored. In the video, the grown-up Naruto is eating ramen with the three grown-up guys. Naruto and Rock Lee competed to eat ramen while standing on their heads. But the uncle punched each other in the head. Then they both fell down and plunged into the ramen bowl. Ha 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 ha. This cozy little ramen restaurant suddenly erupted with cheerful laughter. He complains every day. Lee, it depends on the timing of your passion. Yes. Little Sakura. Naruto's stupidity depends on the situation. The two people who were scolded suddenly looked frustrated. Passionate teacher Mike Guy. There's almost no change every day, and so does Shaoli, and so does Niji. Yeah, youth really never stops. Kakashi doesn't know why, but every time he hears guys say the word youth, he wants to retire even more. As everyone burst into laughter, the scene in the video switched again. Seeing the new video, everyone was suddenly stunned. It was Naruto eating ramen with a beautiful girl with long hair. Hey, is that Naruto doing dash? Everyone shouted in unison. Dating? Chapter 125 Memories of Ramen Shop. Namake's Minato and Kushina. Hey, Naruto. You pounced on Naruto. You guys are not on a date, are you? Naruto stared at the image, looking a little dazed. Next to him, Uchiha Sasuke snorted coldly before he realized. What for? Envy? Jealousy? Who would be jealous of a jackpot? Are you kidding me? Naruto deliberately challenged Sasuke to hide his shyness and inner hesitation. Even though he may be an adult in the image, he is only 12 years old now. Although he would spend all day longing for a date with little Sakura, but in the future images he really saw a gentle girl willing to date him and getting along very sweetly. Naruto was almost bursting with embarrassment. Kurenai Yuhi said with a teasing smile. You can tell at a glance that she is a very gentle girl. Naruto, you are so convinced. Naruto couldn't help but observe the long-haired girl in the image. Her long dark hair hangs down on her shoulders, and her white wrists push back the fallen hair. There is a kind of beauty in her movements like a good wife and loving mother. She kept lowering her head and blowing on the ramen. Her long and thick eyelashes obscured her eyes, but just based on imagination, she would think that the girl has a pair of overly beautiful eyes. Are you stupid? It's the one at the end of the crane. What did you say? BD Sasuke. Gura. Naruto, you seem to have lost. What? Gaara's sand gathered into arrows, pointing at the 2 stacks of ramen bowls in the image, a demonstration of eating ramen. Naruto looked away from a girl and was stunned. In the video, the future Uzumaki Naruto is eating the 3rd bowl of ramen, but the gentle and beautiful girl is actually eating the 7th bowl? Shaoli. The 08 image has been fast-forwarded. Just now, there were only 3 ramen bowls next to Naruto. Now fast forward, he has already eaten 6 bowls. Hey, it's so disgusting, Naruto. If you can't eat it, don't force it. Naruto, who is attacking the 7th bowl of ramen in the video, has obviously reached his limit. He covers his mouth and turns around to run out desperately. He looks ready to vomit. Can't you eat less? The last thing on the crane. Naruto shook his fist and retorted, how can I lose to others in the ramen eating competition? The pretty girl with white eyes next to her was about to finish her 11th bowl of ramen. When she saw Naruto like this, she quickly chased after him worriedly. Bee eyes? This way of hanging the forehead protector around your neck. And the color of the hair. Everyone suddenly turned their heads to stare at the Hyuga girl, who had always had no presence. Hinata. Hinata had actually already seen that it was Naruto and herself in the image. When Genin joked that the two were dating at the same time, Hinata became a shrimp that had been cooked all the time. At this time, other people looked at her, and there was nothing wrong with her except that she was even redder with embarrassment. It's really Hinata. Ino pointed to the empty ramen bowls stacked up next to Hinata. You really can't tell a person's face. Little Sakura, I never thought Hinata would be with that Naruto. If you think about it this way, Hinata may be shy, but she's not shy enough to hide when she sees someone. But every time a celebrity greets her, Hinata stumbles and lowers her head, and the Territor hides or even faints. Could it be? Hey, Hinata, is it possible that you are right to Naruto? That's right, last time Naruto was injured, she came over right away to deliver medicine. Little Sakura. Hinata was too embarrassed to speak. It seemed that everyone present except Naruto had almost understood what Hinata meant to Naruto. Niji, there is nothing to say. Kiba, I never thought that Hinata would have long hair in the future. Right, Akamaru? Wow, Ino, and she's so beautiful. Is it a pity to match Naruto? Hinata fainted, and Naruto was also super unnatural. Hey, what do you mean? Ino, a new image was refreshed, which seemed to be very important information. Sasuke shouted coldly to Naruto, who was noisy. Quiet and watch the image. At Sasuke's prompt, everyone focused on the image again. The color is still the single color of old photos. Same as the previous scene, this time a young man and woman are dating Temari. What's going on in Konoha? It's popular to go on dates at ramen shops. Ino smiled dryly and said, no, maybe it's because like Naruto, you really like ramen, right? Before the Chunin exam, Ino didn't dare to talk to Sand Shinobi's 3 siblings, especially Gaara, who crushed a straw lover to death with sand in the 10th exam. But after seeing the video, seeing his childhood, and the handsome boy in the future who burst into tears when he learned that his mother didn't hate him. The three Sand Shinobi siblings are not so scary anymore. On the contrary, I feel quite pitiful. The conditions in the Kingdom of Wind are much worse than those in the Kingdom of Fire. Kankuro, who had no idea that he was being pitted, said, "Hey, why do I think I've seen that man before somewhere?" In fact, as soon as the picture came out this time, Jiraiya, Kakashi, Iruka, Guy Isuma, Kurenai, and others were all stunned and couldn't move their eyes away from the image. Of course, there is one person who can't take his eyes away. Uchiha Obito in Kamui space. Minato Sensei, Kushina-san, over there, Konoha Genin, who was reminded by Kankuro, realized at this time that the weak-looking male ninja seemed a bit familiar, especially the hairstyle. It really seemed like he had seen it somewhere before. Before they could react, the image flowed. The happy couple looked at each other and smiled, broke their chopsticks, and got ready to start. But the girl and the couple had just eaten the ramen, so she hurriedly put down her chopsticks, covered her mouth, and turned around to go out. The weak male ninja was startled and quickly put down his chopsticks and helped the woman to the door. Girls who are still a little bit love-savvy at this time. Although he doesn't look very reliable, that handsome guy is very gentle. Yes, look how much he cares about his girlfriend. It's different from the boys here. When Ino said this, she glanced at the boys present with disdain. Of course, except Sasuke-kun, little Sakura. That's right. Yeah. Temari, as a sister, added, "Actually, Gaara is also pretty good. Naruto-kun." The voice was too low, no one could hear it. Congratulations to Sasuke-san for once again becoming a public enemy. His light completely eclipsing Gaara and Uzumaki Naruto, the #1 unconvinced boy Shikamo. In short, although it is very troublesome, but from the looks of it, I know that this guy will definitely be a hepatic stricture like my father in the future. The henpecked 4th Hokage, Namikaze Minato, touching his head in embarrassment and giggling. Kakashi, I want to help the teacher gain respect, but I can't seem to refute. Jiraiya, I want to defend my disciple, but I don't know where to start. That girl Kushina is indeed a bit. I remember when Kushina found out that she had given Minato the Paradise series of books. The way she stood at the door holding a spatula, she really lived up to her reputation as a blood red pepper. Unconvinced boy #2? Yes. I tell you, Sasuke, women are very scary. You must stay as far away as possible. Sasuke was speechless. If he could avoid those noisy women, he would have done so. Naruto also kept laughing and even patted Sasuke on the shoulder. I really can't imagine what Sasuke's future wife will be like. Ino/Sakura said in their hearts, "Of course it's me," and then glared at each other. Naruto calmed down and looked at the male and female couple in the video, but he felt that they were so happy. That guy who looks unreliable does look familiar. Where have you seen him before? Look, it doesn't look reliable. 4th generation looked downcast. It's really a heavy blow to Dad. Naruto. Jiraiya couldn't stand listening anymore. What are you looking at? He pointed in the direction of the Hokage rock. Why is my disciple so unreliable? He is a man of the 4th Hokage. All the Genin couldn't help but screamed. Master 4th Hokage? Naruto looked at the Hokage rock and then at the image. The 4th Hokage I admire the most. That unreliable guy. Double blow. Minato was already lying on the ramen table twitching, but unfortunately no one could see it. Tisk in the Kamui space. Uchiha Obito cursed. Stupid brat. You've never seen Mr. Minato kill everyone like this. Although Sister Kushina is even more terrifying. After watching the video many times, the nobody man who has gradually regained his true feelings unconsciously picked up a character mask named Uchiha Obito. Little Sakura, Ino, and others were stunned. That gentle and handsome guy is Lord 4th Hokage. The carvings on the Hokage rock are too outrageous, right? Naruto nodded. That's right. That's why I didn't recognize 2nd generation's target brother when I first saw him. No, you don't even know what 2nd Hokage is called. You idiot. Iruka chimed in. That's right. Naruto, come to the ninja school when you have time, and I'll reteach you your homework. Today's update, 1/barbecue pork. Subscribe automatically. Tion is also full of joy for the future. I never thought that fourth generation Sama has a girlfriend. Even if we go on a date to eat ramen together, I will be so happy. I really want a boyfriend like that. Naruto, his mood suddenly became a little low. The fourth generation sacrificed himself for the village, and his girlfriend in the image also became a human being. Little Sakura's voice draws the celebrity back into the image. Little Calamus, who is probably only 5 or 6 years old, is lying next to the woman's belly, feeling the baby inside. It seems, yeah, it's all Naruto's fault. I thought Hokage-sama's girlfriend also ate too much. ZL. Life will die. Uchiha Obito, who exists in the Kamui space, knows that this photo may be the last photo of Mr. Minato and Sister Kushina. Life will be born. Sasuke suddenly remembered the philosophical issues that his brother had been thinking about since he was a child in the previous image. Is that young lady pregnant? Because in a few days, Niji, they just started eating the first bowl. Listening to the boys arguing, Tion was more curious about Mr. Fourth Hokage's girlfriend. The image is an old still photo. Fourth Hokage is hugging the woman who came to eat ramen with him. The woman has a big belly and is obviously pregnant. Ah, no, Irika-sensei. Hua. Monthly ticket. Please don't abandon me, QQA. That little girl. Could it be Miss Calamus? Chapter 126, who will be the new Hokage candidate? Kakashi may not even know it, but when he saw the pregnant photo of Mr. Minato and Sister Kushina in the video, he glanced at Naruto with nostalgia in his eyes. He often pays attention to Kakashi and considers himself to be Kakashi's lifelong rival Might Guy. Naturally, he knows that the deaths of Obito, Lin, and fourth generation are one after another, which is a hurdle that Kakashi cannot overcome in his life. But then Kakashi suddenly looked at Uzumaki Naruto with that nostalgic look. The intuition of Konoha's blue beast sounded the alarm for a moment. He looked at Uzumaki Naruto, who was staring at the image. Could it be that Naruto is not just the chakra reincarnation of first Hokage Senju Hashirama? Could it be that Uzumaki Naruto is the reincarnation of fourth Hokage Namake's Minato? So sometimes, although the alarm bell rings, the direction is not necessarily right. Shikamaru has been silent since he learned that the man was the fourth Hokage, because he has probably guessed that the legacy of the fourth generation is around them. He even missed the chance to resurrect his biological father not long ago. The legacy himself, Uzumaki Naruto, stared at the image. For some reason, he was nostalgic for the man and woman in the image, and he didn't want to take his eyes away. It's a pity that the image couldn't stay with him for too long. The little girl grew up to be the daughter of the ramen shop owner. They were familiar with Sister Acris. Uncle Tachibana has been doing this for 10 years. He pays careful attention to every aspect. He garnishes a perfect bowl of Ichiraka ramen with a piece of Naruto roll and hands out the bowl of ramen with the residents of Konoha in mind. Naruto looked at the image and was suddenly moved, because many years ago, it was this bowl of ramen that was handed to him, making him feel the taste of home here. So his favorite thing to eat is the Ichiraka ramen that Mr. Irika invites him to eat. It's like it was given by my father. And Aunt Mikoto's Anko soup is his favorite on the menu. In the video, the grown-up Naruto finished eating the ramen without even skipping the soup. He put the clean ramen bowl on the table and said, "Thank you for the hospitality. There is a power that can bring people vitality." Sasuke glanced at Naruto. "You guy, you really like ramen." "Of course. Don't order tomato ramen every time. Why don't you try tonkatsu?" "Reject." "Hey," you suddenly pressed Naruto. "Look at the video." In the video, Ichiraka Ramen Shop actually welcomed several big names. Each of them is a person who can shock the ninja world with a stamp of their feet. Third, Suchikage 2 scales Onoki. The woman next to her is Kirigakure's Terumi Mei Asuma. During the first image, since she occupied the position of Mizukage in the 5 Kage conference, the intelligence department specially provided a large amount of her get the information. The others looked at Asuma. He continued, "That woman is quite extraordinary. She has both lava style and boil-style blood inheritance limits. She is very powerful and has a high reputation in Kirigakure. And it is said that she came to the next 5 Kage meeting instead of Yagura, the 4th Mizukage who has not been seen in public for a long time. Naruto looked at the eldest sister in shock and asked, "So, is it possible that she is the 5th Mizukage? Kakashi. If nothing else, it should be her. What about 4th Mizukage? What if he reappears? Because they are both Jinchuriki, they always hope that the other party's ending will be better." Yuhi Hong shook her head and told Naruto, "The policies he implemented before have had a great negative impact on Kirigakure and even the Kingdom of Water. Even if it is now known that he was controlled by Uchi Jinjutsu, he is still to blame." Naruto lowered his head. Currently, he didn't know how to retort. Shikamaru glanced at him, then turned to Gaara and joked, "The third one, Mr. 5th Kazekage. Can you introduce yourself?" Gaara. Just when everyone was about to jump over and talk about the next person, Gaara suddenly said, "Gaara of Sandstorm, 13 years old. Birthday is January 19th. Hobby is cactus farming. Favorite food is grilled beef tongue. Now, I also like Ichiraka ramen. The hope is that after becoming the 5th Kazekage, I can make more friends. Above, Puff no. I really want to laugh, not to mention Konoha Genin. Even Genin like Yuhi Kurenai is holding back her internal injuries. What happened to this child? It's like being a transfer student from ninja school. Is the cactus also a kind of potted plant?" Naruto suddenly became interested. "My hobby is also watering plants. Oh, by the way, Mr. Kakashi, has the Genki-kun I sent you grown well?" All eyes were on Kakashi. "Kakashi, no. It's still alive, anyway." Sasuke was too lazy to talk about this and gave Naruto a kick. "Hey, you guy. Who is the woman on your left?" "Jiraiya. TSK. I didn't expect that woman to come back. An acquaintance of a mortal house, say." Scratching her messy hair, Jiraiya curled her lips. "The most violent woman in Konoha. The granddaughter of the 1st Hokage, Princess Katsu, one of the Sannin like me, Tsunade Heim. Ah, isn't this the alcoholic sister who entered the ramen shop with you and Hausher Sento in the previous video?" "What sister?" Jiraiya pretended to be unremitting. "She is as old as me. An old woman in her 50s. More than 50 years old." "Jiraiya. Don't mention her. Next. 4th Raikage is also a ruthless character." "Ah, Ino. I've seen the image before." Naruto knelt down for Sasuke-kun. Naruto choked out a mouthful of ramen soup. Cough. "Ino, don't open whichever pot you don't want." Thinking of that scene, the most embarrassing thing was Naruto. But the most uncomfortable ones are definitely Uchiha Sasuke and Namake's Minato. In order to change the subject, Sasuke said stiffly again, "You idiot. Look at the video." Oh. At the end of the video, I walked out of the ramen shop and saw a rainbow after the rain. "The sky is sunny." Kurenai Yuhi said, "It corresponds to the haze and cold rain when Naruto entered the ramen shop at the beginning, right?" The others looked at her. She explained, "Most of the time, these images are related to Naruto. Overall, it seems like you're getting out of pain little by little and finally see a rainbow and see hope, right? That's what I think. Focus, Naruto." Speaking of it this way, it does feel like using Naruto's growth to explain why Ichiraka Ramen Shop is the most popular restaurant in Konoha. Tenten said. Little Sakura, who has watched Naruto grow rapidly over the past year, said, "Yes, it feels like Naruto has more and more friends around him." Or that horror question and answer can surprise them again. Jiraiya, I remembered that the old man talked to him today. Become friends with Shadow? Shino, the last scene may mean that Naruto not only has friends in Konoha, but also has friends in other ninja villages? If you want to ask why. Question. News that the 3rd Hokage wants to abdicate. It's just that we haven't found a suitable candidate for Hokage yet. According to the old man, 2nd Hokage will definitely not continue to serve as Hokage. But why don't you see Grandpa Hokage? Of course, Naruto quit. Wait a minute. Where's my reward? Shouldn't there be a reward for answering the correct answer? Aren't there some year-old Ichiraka ramen rolls or something? Jiraiya was deep in thought when suddenly the horror question and answer gave them another question. Today's update. 2/barbecue pork. Automatically subscribed Demon Tsunade should be a better candidate than him. I'm a bit stuck these days. Please don't abandon me, crying. The most suitable candidates to take over this task are him and Tsunade. The images in the video once again confirmed his thoughts. Jiraiya originally didn't want to be tied down by the village. He still had many confusing questions that he needed to explore the world to find answers to. Among these people, Zhao, he may be the only one who knows about it. Now, Chapter 127, Naruto's Hidden Reward. 10 consecutive hits of horror quiz. Hidden Reward. 10 images are randomly selected from the life of the correct answer, Uzumaki Naruto. Each image has independent questions. This question is only available to Uzumaki Naruto has the right to answer. In the period between the question arises and the answer is correct, other independent living beings will not be able to provide help. But Uzumaki Naruto has 3 opportunities for help off the court. For one off-site help, you can ask for help from any independent life form, and there are no restrictions on giving correct answers or tips. Rule 1. Each question has 3 chances to answer. 2. If you fail all 3 attempts, change to the next question. 3. If you answer correctly, you will get random rewards. 4. If the answer is wrong, an independent living body will be randomly selected within the domain and deprived of its vital signs. Naruto was shocked. It was the first time he heard such nonsense rules. Why did he get someone killed when he answered the question wrong? The person who died was someone else who had nothing to do with it. Naruto got angry and said, "Hey, what kind of hidden reward is this? Why did I answer the wrong question and other people will be drawn to death? Wait, Naruto." Shikamaru held Naruto's shoulders. "We don't have much time, and we don't know when we will no longer be able to help you. I'll keep this short." Naruto also understood the importance of the matter and stared at Shikamaru, waiting for him to speak. Shikamaru said, "Listen well, Naruto. First, follow the prompts given by the horror question and answer. Later, he should ask you to make a selection. Well, like the mother who resurrected Sasuke before, he will ask you to choose within a certain range. No matter what, try to choose images that have already happened." Shikamaru explained, although future images have more intelligent significance, the answers to questions about things that have happened will also be easier to find, which means there will be fewer chances of getting it wrong and dying. Naruto couldn't agree more with what Shikamaru said. Seeing that Naruto understood what he meant, Shikamaru continued. Secondly, according to the rules, none of us can give you any hints. As for whether there are loopholes in the rules that could be exploited, we'll have to wait and see again later. So, when you answer the question later, you must not be impulsive. Shut up before you think of the answer. Don't say a word. Naruto nodded seriously, keeping in mind. You must make good use of the 3 rescue opportunities. Shikamaru said seriously. Based on previous experience, the length of the answer content is not limited. As long as what you say contains the correct answer, it will be considered a correct answer. Naruto tilted his head. What do you mean? TSK. It's so troublesome. Regarding Naruto's understanding ability, Shikamaru could only describe it in a simpler way. In other words, if you have 3 alternative answers, but you can't tell which one is correct, then just once tell me all 3 answers. Do you understand? Learn. Finally, Shikamaru put his hand on Naruto's shoulder. 10 consecutive questions. The chance of answering them correctly is 0. Naruto swallowed. He was only 12 years old at this time, and suddenly he was burdened with the fate of randomly killing people with wrong answers. It was simply unbearable for him now. Naruto, you have to remember, no matter who is randomly killed, just resurrect him in a horror quiz afterwards. So, Shikamaru changed his usual lazy look and stared seriously. To Uzumaki Naruto, no need to burden. You just need to think carefully and answer the questions seriously. Shikamaru. Naruto was so moved that his nose was full of tears. Several Genin present also learned more about Shikamaru. Jiraiya, you are indeed a boy from the Nara family. After analyzing the information in the shortest possible time, you conveyed it to Naruto in a language that idiot can understand. Asuma took a breath of smoke and said, although this information is not difficult to analyze, But to be able to think about it so comprehensively, that boy must know Naruto Prime Minister Aved. However, both Nara Shikamaru and Sarutobi Asuma still underestimated the unexpected 1,000-layer routine of horror. Quiz 10 cards suddenly appeared in front of Naruto. There are 4 pure blue cards and 2 purple cards. There is 1 golden card and 1 red shining card. Kakashi and Sasuke immediately discovered that this was the color of the border of the ninja photo in the slot machine when they drew resurrected ninjas. At that time, Chūnin was as pure blue-purple is Genin, gold is Kaga level, and the red with golden light is the most special option. For example, Senju Tobarama. Another example, the man who is all in white and has Manjiki Sharingan. The first one is blue, the second one is gold, the third one is purple, the fourth one is gold again, the fifth one is red, the sixth one is blue, the seventh one is purple, and the eighth one is blue, the ninth blue, the 10th gold. What on earth does this mean? Naruto stared at the cards of 10 different colors with a puzzled look on his face. The metallic sound is a new prompt given by horror questions and answers. Confirm that the content of the selected images past, future, present, future, Easter egg, past, past, future. 4 pasts, 2 present, 3 futures, and 1 Easter egg. Shikamaru. Naruto. The first question is related to your past experience. There is no time limit for Q&A. Think about it before answering. Oh, Naruto was more nervous than anyone else at the moment. Staring at the 10 cards in front of him, I saw that the first blue card represented as past floated upward, like a ninja scroll that had been unsealed and expanded into a new image. The video starts to play, and the opening scene is Hokage Rock, the purpose of 4th generation. Yeah, what's the problem? Shikamaru said. It seems that the answer is analyzed from the images watched. Very good. In this case, theoretically, the probability of getting the answer right should be higher. And as long as there are no questions, they can still talk and give Naruto hints. The image looks a bit dated. At least it was taken 7 or 8 years ago. On the Hokage Rock of 4th Hokage, there's a little boy with blonde hair. It's Naruto. Namake's Minato opens his eyes wide. Naruto. That's his son. Namake's, no, it's Uzumaki Naruto. Chapter 128 4th Generation Movie watching Uzumaki Naruto's childhood. Little Sakura. So young, looks like only 4 or 5 years old. Tisish. Naruto was not very happy. He didn't want others to see him alone, weak and helpless when he was a child. In the image, the young Uzumaki Naruto is lying on the shadow of the 4th Hokage, bathing in the sunshine and watching the peregrine falcon flying freely in the sky. I heard it's true. That child, he is. In the child's memory, no matter where he went, there were people secretly talking about him and looking at him with those cold, repulsive eyes. It's that kid, it's really scary. In the video, Naruto's action of helping others pick up the ball overlaps with Gaara's memory of herself. My dad said you must not play with that guy. Let's leave quickly. Otherwise, who knows what that kind of thing will do? Gaara, we are not things, it's not something, it's not a monster, and it won't do anything to you. We're just chosen people. Although he is ready, Namake's Minato is undoubtedly in pain at this moment. That thing in the video is his son. It's his Namake's Minato's son. The Konoha hero who dominated the Third Ninja War made Cloud Shinobi declare that he could immediately give up the mission and escape after seeing the Golden Flash. What I feel at this moment is helplessness, powerlessness, an incompetence that I have never experienced before. The 5-year-old child in the image is walking on an invisible thorny road. In the Ichiraku ramen shop, the ninjas who had finished their day's mission ordered a large bowl of barbecued pork ramen and ate it deliciously. In front of the Ichiraku ramen shop, the child smells the fragrance and looks into the ramen shop greedily. Touch your trouser pocket. In the small palm, there are only 2 or 3 pitiful coins. The whole world is watching Konoha. A 4 or 5-year-old child is hungry and cannot afford to eat. Fire country, Konoha. No, there's no way. He's that. B. The so-called authorities are fans. As the parties in the video, they didn't think there was anything wrong with this. However, when they stand in front of the image as spectators, But that kid has never done anything, right? Except for some pranks. After all, it's Uchiha Madara's fault, isn't it? If he hadn't brought Nine Tails to attack Konoha, wouldn't he have had all this? Land of Fire border Tiandao, Pain, Konin. Anyway, it's much better than when we were there. The Ninja World War ended, and the Rain Country was affected by the war and became a battleground. Children like her, like Nagato, and like Yahiko who lost their homes and families are lucky to survive. When they were hungry, they even had to fight with wild dogs for half a piece of bread. When food is in short supply, there is no such thing as expired food. Is it the concept of leftovers? As long as they can fill their stomachs, they will stuff them all into their mouths. Conan, I promised Yahiko that I would protect you. Tian Dao Pain looked at the scene in the video and said to the purple-haired woman next to him as if muttering to himself. In the image, the young Uzumaki Naruto lowers his head and rushes forward desperately. Rather than walking on such a street, it would be better to be alone. What a weirdo! Sasuke was surprised to see himself in the image. Before the Uchiha clan was exterminated, he and Naruto were not classmates at the ninja school. Did they meet so early? When you have a home, a mother, a father, a brother, and plenty of delicious food, is Uzumaki Naruto actually like this? Next, in the video, there is such criticism coming from beside Sasuke. Have you heard? He was the one who killed the fourth Hokage, Namake's Minato. No. Why do the villagers of Konoha think so? Please don't treat him and Kushina-san like this. Naruto, little Sakura, and others also looked at Naruto with worried eyes. They all know that Naruto has a Hokage dream. He has become accustomed to the fact that no one will respond to his words, or that someone will respond to him before he is at a loss. The skinny little child lay down on the old wooden bed, his stomach rumbling with hunger, making him unable to ignore it. TSK, a certain rich man cursed. Is Konoha so poor? After all, can't they even afford to raise a child? How about giving them more rewards in addition to the mission money next time? This influence really caused Namake's Minato to suffer a great deal. He even wanted to get into the video to give his son a welcome home. One after another bowel sounds finally overwhelmed the child's strength. The aqua blue eyes flashed again and again, and tears finally slid down the cheeks and fell on the sheets, asking for flowers, tickets, and never leaving, crying 6. Another rich man said, "This kid seems to be that Uzumaki Naruto, right? I didn't expect that he had such a miserable life as a child." Naruto in front of the image had long forgotten this memory and waved his hands hurriedly. Mr. Uzumaki Naruto, didn't cry. Maybe I was blinded by the sand at that time, but now he can't even rub his son's head. And even if they know that the villagers have a bad attitude towards Naruto, they basically don't know. Naruto has always been regarded as the murderer of the fourth Hokage, the great hero of the village. I'm back. With a weak voice, Naruto opened the door and went home. Today's update, January 5th, Brother Poison's birthday. Please subscribe automatically. I know that Naruto admires the fourth Hokage the most and dreams of becoming a hero like the fourth Hokage and being recognized by others. Since he was born, no one has ever said to him, "Welcome home." Chapter 129 Horror Q&A. Naruto was almost killed by a ninja from another village. Gaara asked seriously, "Is there sand in Konoha's house?" Everyone. "So don't be too dull, boy. When will you make more friends like this?" Sure enough, Naruto responded to Gaara with an awkward expression. Sasuke snorted and said nothing. Fourth generation is now feeling heartbroken and dumbfounded. He purses his lips and almost starts crying together because it was broadcast all over the world, whether it was Konoha, other ninja villages, or civilian towns. Everyone looked at the video with distress and had more compassion and tolerance for the orphans whose parents died in the ninja world. The young Naruto was hungry, had no money and no food. Watch him looking for food in the woods and mountains. Someone in the viewing area in front of the video said, "Hey, boy, that one is poisonous." TSK, he is a good material for a ninja, but the 603 posture of the shuriken is completely wrong. And running and jumping like him is slow and consumes energy. No one taught him. Do you think he's the eldest or second young master of which family? As moviegoers around the world watch, Uzumaki Naruto, the wild child, picks mushrooms, fishes with tree branches, and cooks a big pot of meals. If it hadn't been for the previous scene, everyone would have thought that this little life was pretty good. Young man, it's not easy for you to survive until now without poisoning yourself. Why are you so mouthy? BD Sasuke. Snort. An ordinary-looking old man appears in the video, and he seems to be very interested in the child's food. Naruto was startled. Who are you? Just an old man passing by. Asuma covered his face. It's Dad. Most people in Konoha and other ninja villages know Sandan Hokage and can recognize him. But ordinary people who are not ninjas don't think, so you can't kidnap children, can you? Hey, what happened to Konoha? Can't you even protect a child? Will that old man be like that child? A bitter drama was born in the minds of civilians. The old man's children all rushed to the battlefield and failed to come back. Are they as pitiful as that child and cannot eat? And because they're old and frail, even can't catch any fish? When you say that, Konoha is so pitiful. The villagers nearby were almost crying. Konoha shinobi, who happened to pass by this village on a mission, looked embarrassed. Even the Hokage was pitted. Is our ninja village really so miserable? Telescope technique looked at the image of the third Hokage and sighed. He knew Naruto's childhood. Just like the previous images, most of Jinchuriki's experiences were painful. As Hokage, he failed to protect him and give him a better life, which was really against Kushina's trust. Sure enough, as Mr. Tobarama said, these historical relics should find someone to entrust them to earlier. Thinking of Minato, the old Sarutobi Hiruzen felt sad. If only he had arrived at the battlefield earlier. If only he had used Ghoul Seal to seal Nine Tails. He had been in the position of Hokage for too long in his life. After experiencing 3 ninja wars, I was used to seeing countless life and death separations. A person's life is full of regrets. He often wonders if he had made better decisions back then. Would he have had a better ending? In terms of policy, Minato seems soft, but in fact he is more decisive than him. If it were him, the tragedy of the Uchiha clan might not have happened. The third Hokage sighed and took a puff of his pipe. Now he's just waiting for the 2 disciples to come back. Or maybe the terrifying question and answer can bring them new surprises. Maybe it was the time Naruto had the chance to resurrect Minato. Of course, it may be that the person is old, and he is always looking forward to miracles recently. If anyone can bring Minato back to life. In the video, even that old man is rarely willing to look Naruto in the face and talk to this monster like him. Grandpa, Naruto looked at the third Hokage in the image. Although his childhood was mostly painful, there were still good memories brought to him by Grandpa Hokage, Teacher Iruka, and Shikamaru. Under the stars in the small forest of Konohagakure, an old man and a young man looked up at the night sky in front of a campfire. No wonder, little Sakura said. Actually, I was very surprised before. Lord Third Generation seems to be very tolerant of Naruto. Did they know each other so early? It was like a grandson. At that time, is Konohamaru not born yet? Naruto nodded and teased. But Master Grandpa is no match for me. He said, as long as I do one Oroku no Jayatsu, he will immediately become the same as Mr. Iruka. Haha. Naruto. As a Chunin, Iruka was suddenly looked at with strange eyes by many Genin instructors and raised his fist to threaten Naruto. Don't forget who invited you to eat ramen. Damn it. The fourth Hokage looked embarrassed, deeply worried about Naruto's education. Question, because the content in the early stage of the video was a bit heavy, it was hard to relax later, and everyone forgot about the scary questions and answers that might appear at any time. After the metallic voice said the word problem, everyone felt that they were being suppressed by a mysterious force. There's no problem with my throat, and I can still speak as usual. The body can also move around at will, but only as consciousness seemed to be controlled by a force, unable to help Naruto analyze the questions and answers. Question, Uzumaki Naruto was almost killed by the ninjas of Takigakure village in order to get what? This question is heard around the world. The ninja in front of the viewing area of Takigakure village felt a world-class malice. The two of them looked at Uzumaki Naruto and knew that he had forgotten. Naruto really doesn't remember such a thing. As for Genin, who lives in Konoha and came to take the Chunin exam, he couldn't wait to return to the village immediately. The two of them stared at Naruto. Think about it, Naruto, what did you want most at that time? They have all seen what kind of killing god that Sandbag Gaara is. But that invisible tightening prevented them from telling Naruto no matter what. In order to get 1.7 to what today's update, happy birthday to Brother Poison on February 5th. Please subscribe automatically. Why shouldn't it be? After all, it's the Ninja Alliance. This realization made Uzumaki Naruto break into a cold sweat. Almost killed by the Takigakure village ninja, Namake's Minato behind him immediately became nervous when he heard this question. The ninjas of Takigakure feel the darkness of the future. Yumino Irika and Nara Shikamaru know the answer. Naruto has been attacked by ninjas from Takigakure before. Why? Damn it. Will the commander-in-chief of the Ninja Alliance attack us later? Don't forget, there are only forces from the 5 major countries in the Ninja Alliance, and there are no small villages like ours. Chapter 130, the huge loophole in the horror quiz. The only guy who can give Naruto hints. A drop of cold sweat slid down Naruto's face. He might really be an idiot, and he has no memory of being tricked by Takigakure. He looked at Mr. Irika. He should know best what happened when he was a child. Sure enough, he could see from Teacher Irika's eyes that he knew the answer. But he had no way to tell himself. What's going on? Second Hokage rushed to the Ichiraka ramen shop with Nara Shikaku and some Konoha Intelligence Department personnel. Here, only Naruto can't speak. Kakashi quickly reported the situation to the second Hokage and Genin Captain Nara Shikaku. After hearing this, Senju Tobirama no longer knew how to judge. He looked at Uzumaki Naruto. You kid, can you cause trouble even if you eat ramen? Uchiha Sasuke, you better talk less to that guy at the end of the line. If he can't help but respond to you, it will be judged as a wrong answer. Although it's troublesome, but Shikamaru walked over with his hands in his pockets. That's the situation. Is there any way Dad can give Naruto the answer? Oh, by the way, technique can't help Ino's confusion. The Yamanaka family's ninjutsu can't help it. Second Hokage and Nara Shikaku couldn't think of any good solution for a while. Fourth Hokage saw his son sweating desperately and became extremely nervous. He didn't know anything and could only act anxiously. All eyes are on Uzumaki Naruto 08. According to the Ministry of Intelligence, people are now waiting in front of Konoha Shinobi School and many movie viewing areas in the Land of Fire, waiting for Naruto's answer. At this moment, Naruto was also suffering in his heart what to do. This is the first question. Without Sasuke, Shikamaru, Kakashi-sensei, Irika-sensei, I really can't think of it. Damn it. Why did you choose me to answer it? If it were Shikamaru, he would be able to answer it right away. Naruto's mind was extremely confused, and his consciousness was a little confused and dizzy. The Konoha shinobi who were watching Naruto closely all noticed that something was wrong with Naruto's state. Ugh! Irika was about to call Naruto, but he was stopped by both Jiraiya and Kakashi. The expressions of both of them were extremely solemn. Wait and see. Naruto closed his eyes and wondered when he was attacked by Takigakure. However, he never expected. When he opened his eyes again, he was in a strange place. In the dark, confined space, several mysterious black tunnels extend from the dark, golden, cold, hard walls. An environment like an old sewer. The water that covered his feet. Waves of cold, biting wind. The most important thing is that he can't feel the presence of any partner. Hey, he shouted nervously. Sasuke, little Sakura, Mr. Kakashi. The weird laughter was as low as a buzzing sound and seemed unusually permeable in this strange place. Who are you? Even Uzumaki Naruto couldn't help but feel scared. Whirlpool Naruto. The weird low voice called his name intermittently. Come, Naruto, come here. Naruto held onto the wall and walked step by step in the direction of the sound. There was a weird laughter all the way. It's like mocking him, also like making fun of him. W, who are you, I say? Come on, you'll know when you come here. The voice guided Uzumaki Naruto closer to him step by step. Soon Naruto followed the sound and walked out of the dark tunnel. The sight in front of him frightened and shocked him. It was a giant golden cage that was much bigger than the mountain. There's a very distant ceiling talisman on the cage. W, what on earth are you? What on earth needs to be imprisoned in such a big cage? And where is he now? Come a little closer. Don't you want to know the answer? I know everything about you. Hearing that the other party knew the answer, Naruto took a few steps forward with trembling legs. Do you really know the answer? Then please, a huge claw suddenly stretched out from the cage. It rubbed his face and slapped the ground beside him. Bang! However, Naruto was so frightened that he sat upright and was speechless. But then it was ha 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 ha. Such hearty laughter, although it still has the same low humming sound. The laughter is really not as weird and terrifying as before. I haven't seen you like this for a long time. I didn't expect you to become like this after scaring you. Coward Uzumaki Naruto, a huge blood-red beast pupil appeared from the other side of the dark golden cage. Who the hell are you? Naruto tried to calm down. Why do you know my name? At this moment, another sharp claw suddenly stabbed at him. However, this time it's not like trying to scare Naruto. Those huge sharp claws were stabbing straight into his eyes. Ah, the frightened Naruto exclaimed, and then he heard two loud noises in succession. Boom, boom. It was actually the one that raised its claw earlier and slapped away the claw behind it. You actually saved him? It was the same voice as before, but the tone made Naruto feel even colder, just like how Sasuke felt when his heart was filled with hatred. You degenerate guy, you actually saved a human being. You are still such a brat. What Naruto saw next was so shocking that he didn't know what to say. There are actually two extremely huge orange-furred foxes imprisoned in the dark golden iron cage. And behind the two foxes, there are 9 big tails waving in a flamboyant manner. Except for the 9 tails demon fox. He never does what he wants. This is the 9 tails demon fox sealed in his body. Why are there 2 9 tails? TSK, I don't want to either. I'm squeezed into a small cage with myself more than 10 years ago. I've really had enough. Kurama said, Naruto, give me the seal quickly. It's so uncomfortable. This feeling of being squeezed into the same cage with myself. It's small, narrow, damp, and the smell of the brat's sadness makes him feel uncomfortable all over. He was free to roll around in Naruto's body and sleep as he pleased. Kurama, who was unhappy and refused to borrow chakra, was quite dissatisfied with his current situation. Quite not satisfied. The other 9 tails, the young 9 tails that was originally sealed in Naruto's body. I feel the same way about this. Come on, unlock the seal. I can give you the power to destroy everything. Naruto looked at the 2 9 tails. One looked very friendly, and the other looked like he could bite people, which made him feel like he had 2 heads in one head. Don't worry about anything else. Uzumaki Naruto shouted at the 2 big foxes. Didn't you say you know the answer? Tell me quickly, please. The young 9 tails and Naruto frowned. Don't ask me for such a thing. Why not give you more power? You can kill anyone you want. Those who bully you. 723. Those who treat you as a monster. Those who don't recognize your existence. Use my power to destroy. Naruto, listen to the voice that bewitched him. In front of me is the image that was just shown, and when I was young, I kept playing pranks in order to gain other people's attention. Thinking of the hateful looks of the villagers. Precisely because 9 tails has always existed in Naruto's body and can see everything he goes through and feel all his emotions, he is the best at bewitching him and making this child fall into darkness. Naruto, when Naruto lowered his head, young 9 tails opened his mouth and showed an evil smile. Look, it's a dark and damp place. Do you know where this is? This is... Naruto looked around. This is the seal of the 4th Hokage. Young 9 tails laughed mockingly. No, Naruto, this is your heart. Your heart is full of sadness and darkness. Young 9 tails scraped his huge nails on the wet floor, causing ripples. Naruto, do you know what these are? Water. The water accumulated on the floor and touched his ankles, which made her very uncomfortable. The entire space was so oppressive that he could not breathe. Water! After repeating Naruto's words, young Ninetales let out a huge and despicable laugh. What's so funny? Naruto yelled at the cage. Those are your tears, Brad. Chapter 131 Naruto's Tears. What do you want most? My tears. Naruto was confused. He rarely shed tears in front of people. Why would this monster fox say that the water here is his tears? Young Ninetales raised his fangs and let out a mocking laugh. Don't deny it. You're actually in pain, right? You hide all the pain in your heart, so you keep all the tears that you can't shed in front of others here. Don't talk nonsense. Naruto's retort seemed a little weak. I won't cry. There's no point in crying anymore. Oh, Kurama, who had been watching the show, sat cross-legged, resting his elbows on his thighs, staring at Uzumaki Naruto while making fists. Then why do you desperately want to be recognized by everyone? Kurama certainly knows Uzumaki Naruto's life better than young Ninetales next to him. Don't you expect to blend in with them and no longer be alone? His words made Naruto even more unable to refute or even deceive himself. Think carefully about the two images you have seen. Kurama gave a hint. It has nothing to do with whether Takigake your village attacked you. You just need to think, what did you want most in the past? What did you gain now? What more will you get in the future? Thinking about what I want. Two images. One time was when I was rejected by the people in the village when I was young. Once I was eating ramen in a ramen shop. Haven't we already found the answer, kid? Kurama looked at the 12-year-old Naruto with a smile on his cheek. Uzumaki suddenly enlightened Naruto. Thank you. Ninetales. I know the answer. Kurama. Hey, Ninetales, the other young, is not willing to tell humans his real name. What? Kurama doesn't care about the feelings of the Ninetales. My name is Kurama, which is the name given by the old man from Six Paths. Kid, you are not qualified to fist bump with me now, but one day. Before he could hear the last words, Naruto found himself exiting the place. Looking around, there are Mr. Iruka, Mr. Kakashi, the guy from second generation, Sasuke, little Sakura, Shikamaru. Grandpa from third generation is here too. Anyway, everyone is here. There's a place with everyone. Although it is very warm, this is what he used to desperately want. Already got it now. We'll continue to get more in the future. Companion, Naruto said, although I don't remember exactly when I was attacked by the guys from Takigake your village. What I want to get has actually never changed. I want to be recognized by everyone and then blend in with them. I want to be called my companions. Now, I have Sasuke, little Sakura, Shikamaru, and the others, as well as Mr. Kakashi, Mr. Iruka, Grandpa third generation. Naruto put his hands behind his head and smiled a little happily, but also a little silly. In short, I have already gained partners, and I will gain more in the future. Guys like Gaara and those who appear in the video will all become partners. Correct answer. There was a metallic sound to confirm Naruto's correct answer. The restrictions on everyone are lifted. Naruto, Iruka, a passionate teacher, was so excited by Naruto's words that he rubbed Naruto's golden hair head vigorously. Might Guy, who is more passionate and burning than Iruka, shouted that youth needs to run 500 laps, and ran laps with Shaoli in tears. Sasuke raised the corners of his lips and snorted. Companion? Humph, you are indeed the one. If they hadn't seen the video, they wouldn't have discovered that companions, family, and friends were things that existed around them. Naruto had to work hard to get them. Fourth Hokage looked at Naruto like this, feeling proud again in his heart. Naruto is worthy of being his and Kushina's child. Award. Naruto is already scared. I just hope it is a normal reward. Bang! A slot machine appeared in front of Naruto's eyes. Please select rewards. Trigger the lever next to the machine to draw. There is no time limit. You only have one chance. Please choose carefully. It's easy to do as long as there's no time limit. Kakashi and Sasuke were about to open the Sharingan, but were held down by Jiraiya and Senju Tobirama. Senju Tobirama. This time is different from the previous resurrection candidates. The rewards may also include ninja tools, ninjutsu, summoning contracts, etc. That's right, Jiraiya said. Let's just believe in Naruto's luck. Several people nodded to Naruto. Naruto walked over and pressed the lever of the slot machine in front of everyone's eyes. The high-speed rotating photos in the slot machine gradually slowed down. Tools of ninja, ninjutsu, summoning contract, are slowly switching in everyone's eyes. Bang! The slot machine flat bottom disappears. The last thing that appeared in front of Naruto was a kunai. Kunai. This is a very peculiar kunai, 2 sizes larger than ordinary kunai. It looks a bit like a combination of a trident and a kunai. The handle of the kunai is wrapped with a special charm. The words Sword of Tolerance are written on the charm. Naruto took the kunai in his hand and felt that this kunai was much heavier than the average waist. What kind of kunai is this? Naruto frowned. Nin love sword? What a silly name. Ha ha. Kakashi. Teacher Minato is really not good at choosing names. Fortunately, I named Raikiri before Minato-sensei named her Jiraiya. That guy Minato is good at everything else, but he is a bit unique on the issue of naming. Fortunately, he was forcibly prevented from naming Rasengan back then. Otherwise, this kind of ninjutsu that does not require seals will really be in vain. After reading one name, all 20 seals were completed. Namikaze Minato, so negative that he was leaning on the wall and sighing. Naruto, do you really dislike the name chosen by your father so much? Minato muttered. Obviously, my father thinks it's very good. Kushina once said that this name is very short and is the best one. Naruto fiddled with the kunai, feeling that it was useless. But many people present have seen this kind of kunai, especially Jiraiya, Kakashi, the 3rd Hokage, and the 2nd Hokage, who have experienced 4 battles. Kakashi. Naruto, please take care of this kunai. What is this? Is it powerful? Well, the kunai made by the 4th Hokage himself. With its strong power and the purpose of the 4th generation, the 3rd Ninja War can be ended early. Naruto was shocked. Looking at those 4 words, he suddenly felt that he was not so good at all. Everyone looked at the old man who was smoking a cigarette in surprise. 4th generation Hokage. Compared with the young 2nd Hokage next to him, 3rd generation looks like he has traveled through time and space. When I heard this sentence, my mood and face quickly dropped. In the image, Uzumaki Naruto is sitting alone on the swing of the ninja school, with only loneliness in his blue eyes. Kakashi rubbed Naruto's head. If it were you, maybe you can really do it. Okay. Irika, it's not that I can't understand your feelings. Naruto was a little excited when he heard Grandpa 3rd generation's voice. 3rd generation, it's so embarrassing. I really want to stay away from the teacher. Not yet. Zhao Zhao. When Naruto wondered why Mr. Kakashi was so confident in himself. The previous image starts to play again. Today's update. Happy birthday to Brother Poison on April 5th. Please subscribe automatically. The voice in the video continued. That guy's the same as you. He doesn't even know what his parents' love feels like. He held the kunai tightly. Sooner or later, I will become a Hokage and surpass him. Sakura-chan. It's 3rd generation Sama's voice. Chapter 132 Naruto. If you can't be a hero of Konoha, why not come to Akatsuki and become a rebel ninja? People in the village also avoided him because of that incident. So in order to attract other people's attention, he can only desperately rely on pranks to gain attention. 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato looked at Naruto's lonely back in the image. Because of the change in the video screen, Namikaze Minato knew why Naruto's expression was so lonely. That day was the opening of the ninja school, and all Genin, Chūnin, and Genin from Konoha came to report with their sons. And his son? As the son of the 4th Hokage, Uzumaki Naruto has never experienced the love of his parents. Thinking of this, Namikaze Minato has countless sorry she wants to say to her son. Unfortunately, looking at all this, he didn't even have a chance to speak. Watching the video at this moment, the villagers of Konoha were also somewhat silent. In the video, what 3rd Hokage said was correct. The Nine Tails Rebellion left them with unforgettable pain. The kind of terrifying monster whose breath is filled with destructive power. Monsters that destroyed their homes and killed their loved ones. The monster who killed the hero who ended the Third Ninja War, their fourth Hokage? It's in that child's body. Who knows that one day, when he releases the monster, the fear of the full moon night will sweep over him again. But it's so unfair to that kid, isn't it? Finally, someone started a fight for Uzumaki Naruto after watching the video many times. This cannot be blamed on the fickleness of the people of Konoha Village, but reality and viewing images are different after all. In reality, it is inevitable that they will be afraid and suspicious. But when watching the video, watch it from the perspective of the audience. Only then did they realize how innocent the child who had been rejected by everyone was. The voice of the video is that third Hokage continues to say to Iruka, he hopes to have others recognize his existence no matter what. At this time, the scene in the video changed. It was on the roof of the Hokage building. The third Hokage was wearing a Hokage god robe and a Hokage hat, taking a deep breath from his pipe. And Yumino Iruka is in the kneeling position of a ninja, waiting for orders behind the third Hokage. The next sentence made the people of Konoha Village who watched the movie feel a little embarrassed. It also made Naruto equally at a loss. Iruka, the fourth Hokage, originally wanted the people in the village to regard Naruto as a hero. Third Hokage. With such a wish, he died in order to seal the Nine-Tails demon fox. Hero, Naruto muttered to himself stupidly. As the demon fox container me, Namake's Minato finally couldn't help it, fell to his knees on the ground, and hugged his son who looked in disbelief with his soul. He wanted to say something, but at this moment, he could only choke. Can't say anything. Uzumaki Naruto suddenly remembered that Grandpa Third Generation is here. He turned his head and stared closely at the third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was also looking at him with soft eyes at this moment. Sorry, Naruto, third Hokage said. You're obviously a hero left by fourth Hokage. He is also the most important son of him and Kushina. The third Hokage walked over and put his rough, old hands on Naruto's shoulders. Grandpa failed to take good care of you. You've suffered a lot, Naruto. If fourth generation was here, maybe I would apologize to you. And although Minato wouldn't blame him based on his character, if it was Kushina who came, it would probably be want to beat someone up. No one knows that the fourth Hokage is really here at this moment. Namake's Minato pursed her lips, tears welling up in her eyes. Sorry, Naruto, Minato said dumbly. Will you forgive such a father? However, the current Namake's Minato does not know yet. The video that will be released soon is about Naruto's childhood. Far more helpless, and powerless than what he is about to see now. In the video, Iruka is troubled by the fact that the third Hokage arranged for him to become Uzumaki Naruto's class teacher. Iruka said, Third Hokage-sama, please think again. I don't think I am suitable to be Naruto's class teacher. For a moment, many pairs of eyes stared at Iruka. Iruka, who experienced being publicly executed for the first time, waved his hands vigorously and explained, that was a long time ago. Don't let this happen again. Naruto gave him an aggrieved expression. Iruka-sensei, that's too much. I obviously trust you so much. I didn't expect you to be like this a week. Iruka interrupted Naruto and yelled, I will take care of your ramen for a week. Hey, success. Seeing the way Naruto's clothes were succeeding, Iruka just smiled and continued watching the video. In the video, the third Hokage is also melancholy about Naruto's arrangement. He said to Iruka, everyone is helpless against Naruto's naughtiness, and no one is willing to be his homeroom teacher. Jin and Naruto, who watched the movie, Grandpa Third Generation, it's too much. Third Hokage scratched his face and said with a stern look, then I will also undertake to provide you with ramen for a week. Why what? Naruto smirked in triumph. Kakashi was speechless. Naruto, you should eat more vegetables. Sasuke hit Naruto. Can't you just watch the video? You were too loud. Didn't you see the people from the intelligence department staring at you? Although he was helpful, Naruto just stared back. Compared to glaring, no one can glare at Uchiha and Hyuga. In the video, the third Hokage has a serious expression. He is melancholy about Naruto's situation. If this continues, Naruto may not be able to graduate from the ninja school. Unable to become a ninja, he will have to live in chaos in the village for the rest of his life. Iruka was startled. Wait, Hokage-sama, Naruto, if no one is willing to be Naruto's class teacher, the third Hokage said to Iruka with piercing eyes, then Naruto will have to drop out of the ninja school. A cold wind blew. Naruto was stunned. He never knew when he was so close to not being a Genin anymore. Not to mention Hokage, he is not even qualified to become a Genin. Then there will be no chance to carry out missions with Sasuke, Sakura-chan, Kakashi-sensei, and the others. Third generation, Grandpa. Third generation is forcing Mr. Iruka to be your homeroom teacher. Idiot, Shikamaru, who exists as the brains of this generation of Genin, explained to Naruto. Teacher Iruka is a good old man who will not refuse others. As long as this is the case for third generation Sei, he will definitely agree to be your class teacher. Chai. Naruto, weren't you a great prankster when you were a kid? You joined in the fun and said, that's right. Aren't you the one who wrote the words idiot, fool, and idiot on the Hokage rock of first generation, second generation, third generation, and fourth generation? Naruto, you used it at that time. It's paint, right? Ha ha ha, it's really yours. Idiot second generation. It's okay to write that the eldest brother is an idiot. Why even me? Idiot third Hokage, alas. Idiot fourth generation looked helpless and said, I'm sorry, second generation, third generation, humph. It's nothing more than that. Uchiha Obito, hidden in Kamui's space, switched to Madara's mask and Madara's voice at some point. Humph. Where there is light, there must be shadow. It's okay if you can't stay in the ninja village. It's better to join our Akatsuki organization. Uzumaki Naruto carefully watched the reaction of his most beloved teacher Iruka in the video. Little did he know that he was almost drawn into a pyramid scheme. Chapter 133, the son was curled up in the corner crying, and the old Father Namake's Minato had been stabbed to death. Don't worry about it. Third Hokage continued to play excellent moral kidnapping and said to Iruka, even if you don't accept it, no one will blame you. He sighed, I just pity that Uzumaki Naruto, he is still so young, lost his father and mother, and now he is not even qualified to go to school. But even if it turns out like this, third Hokage said, it's not your fault. Not to mention the ninjas of Konoha. Even the civilians and ninjas from each village who were watching the movie heard this routine. Third Hokage is forcing Uzumaki Naruto to that Chunin. Sure enough, Iruka in the video just showed a little hesitation, and third Hokage immediately said happily, oh, can you accept that child? That's great. D7B1. After receiving Iruka's approval, the third Hokage praised Iruka. That's great. Naruto picked up another Naru Ichijo. When he grows up, he will definitely thank you, Iruka. Naruto pouted. He had no idea that there was such a story before Mr. Iruka accepted him. Oomph. No need to grow up. I respect teacher Iruka now. Iruka was moved again and kept rubbing Naruto's head. You kid. The fourth Hokage, who was standing here but could not be seen by anyone, showed a soft smile, looked at the Konoha Chunin, and thanked him sincerely. In the video, when Iruka was on his way back, he happened to see Naruto playing another prank and being criticized. The surrounding villagers were talking a lot. They all felt that such a child should not be left in the village, and even quietly questioned third generation's policy believes that he should be imprisoned as a serious criminal. To be honest, after hearing these words, fourth Hokage felt a little shaken in his heart. Do you question whether your choice back then was really the right one? For the misty future, for someone to defeat the masked man, sacrifice his son, sacrifice his wife. Did he really make the right choice? At the same time, the people of Konoha village must also be publicly executed. Seeing their own faces in the video, those who had said such remarks were all giggling and trying to defend themselves. But when I think about the answer to second Hokage Uzumaki Naruto, is the chakra reincarnation of Senju Hashirama. Are you kidding me? That's the first Hokage who put down the war and lit the fire of peace. It's so noisy. Uzumaki Naruto in the video heard those people yelling at his comments. I'm not a thing. I have a name. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. Sooner or later, I will become Hokage. Just wait for me. Look at this image. There are two people who smiled unconsciously. One is second Hokage, Senju Tobirama, who participated in the Fourth Ninja War. In that battle, he knew that Uzumaki Naruto had the ability to change people's hearts and believed that he was a stronger ninja than his elder brother and would definitely become a better Hokage. There is another one who has been with Naruto since shortly after he was born, until he became the seventh Hokage and changed the entire Zhongquan Nine Tails Demon Fox, tailed Beast Kurama. The two of them said in unison in their own hearts, "You will do it and become a being that surpasses all previous Hokages, the most outstanding Hokage ninja in history." However, the recognition of two people who know the future cannot change history, especially those Uzumaki Naruto's childhood injuries. In a video, Iruka wakes up in the middle of the night, all because of his fear of the Nine Tails Demon Fox. But at that time, Uzumaki Naruto was only thinking about how to leave an impressive prank on this new class teacher. While watching the movie, Iruka remembered that he had been embarrassed in front of the students one after another when he became the homeroom teacher. Iruka punched Naruto on the head without mercy. Naruto covered his head and looked at the image aggrievedly. At that time, he just wanted to attract Mr. Iruka's attention to him. Even if someone scolds him, it is much better than pretending that he does not exist. However, the Iruka in the video did not do that. He followed what the other class teachers said. "Don't pay attention to that kid. He will become more and more embarrassing. It's better to ignore him. It is best to be safe in everything. Don't cause trouble, and don't irritate him." In front of the image, the fat Chūnin who said this back then wanted to crawl into the cracks in the ground. The man who no one can see Namake's Minato remembers this man's appearance. If he gets a chance, he will discuss the education of his children with him as a Hokage. In the video, Iruka, who implemented the other teacher policy, didn't think there was anything wrong at the time, but his actions did hurt Naruto's heart to the point where he no longer wanted to come to school. This is a school where classmates will tease him, bully him, treat him like a waste, a troublemaking germ. On the contrary, he was the uncle of Ichiraku Ramen. At that time, apart from third Hokage, he was the only person who showed kindness to Naruto. Seeing the frustrated Naruto, Mateda enthusiastically invited him to eat ramen. "No money. It's not too late to give it to me when you become famous." In front of the video, those who had greatly changed their impressions of Naruto at this time all had a soaring impression of the Ichiraku Ramen shop and the owner's hand-beating uncle. What's more, this world-class video will not only be shown in major ninja villages, but also among common people, nobles, and even daimyo. The nobles and daimyo are the most outrageous. They think it is too troublesome to go to Konoha to eat, so they might as well hire ninjas to expose themselves every day. Don't ask. He has already been stunned by the knife. The previous image made him know that Naruto might be the person in the world who could best understand his pain. As for the old father Namake's Minato, some civilians also consider going to Konoha to try ramen. In the video, no matter how Naruto cheerfully said that he was as cheerful as usual, when he returned to that cold home, the cold moonlight shone on him through the window. There's a topic being discussed in every hidden village: whether Ichiraku Ramen will open a branch. As everyone knows, the image of Uzumaki Naruto eating ramen has become a living. Everyone who watched the movie saw the child who smiled slowly in front of others and always brought vitality. The image now confirmed to him that this was indeed the case. Today's update: 1/Kinyui Shuriken. Please subscribe automatically. Seeing the cheerful Naruto like this in private, Sasuke, Sakura, the Genins of Konoha, and even some instructors felt pity. Gara Naruto. It actually made the audience hungry. Simply perfect, huddled in the corner, pursed lips, desperately holding back tears. They've all been in hell. Chapter 134: Overwhelmed by Self-Blame. The viewing experience of Fourth Hokage is like being executed. "Naruto, you are not allowed to come over." The blonde boy who was rejected by everyone still worked hard for himself. "It doesn't matter. Just play with me too." Do you think anyone in the village is willing to play with you? Hey, let's go. Ignore him. He's like a god of plague. Wherever he goes, he will automatically avoid the crowds. The more Gaara watched, the more she felt the same. Naruto became angrier as he watched. It's so annoying. Why is it always my image? Wouldn't it be better to look at Sasuke, Sakura-chan, and Kakashi-sensei more? Well, Naruto, calm down. Kakashi comforted, it's not a big deal. Don't you already have a partner or something? Naruto turned his back to the image angrily, not wanting to see what happened next. Because in the video, in order to secretly participate in the courage test competition of children of the same age, he went to Konoha's shopping street. With the reconstruction work after the Ninja World War, there are more and more civilians and merchants in day. Press it, although it is not a bustling place with people and traffic, it is still a bustling scene with people coming and going. It's just that wherever Naruto goes, he will be accompanied by strange eyes. Despite this accustomed strangeness, Naruto, as a child in the video, quickly fell in love with a fox mask in a shop. Get out of here, you thing! Ah, it hurts. He was pushed hard to the ground by the owner of the store, and the mask he was interested in was thrown to the ground in disgust by the owner. It was as if not to mention Uzumaki Naruto himself. Even the things he liked would be cursed. The young Naruto in the video explains aggrievedly, I just want to see the mask, that's all. There is nothing to sell to the god of plague. The boss glanced at the mask that he had thrown away on the ground. The mask is for you. Get out. Don't come here again. Then he said to the store, the whole store is closed. Salt purifies and removes the bad luck of disaster. Facing the crowd that gathered around him and facing countless malicious intentions, Naruto at that time shouted out the questions in his heart. Why treat me like this? I'm not a monster, nor a bacteria. Why are you looking at me like that? Seeing images like this, everyone understood why Naruto hated images exposing his past. Such Naruto lived beyond their expectations and lived too humbly. Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, who rarely goes out, never knew that Uzumaki Naruto was like this outside of school. When he was a child, he just found Naruto annoying, always provoking him no matter what. It was not until the Uchiha genocide that he gradually understood the pain of being alone. And like today, being hated and suspected by the villagers is something I have never experienced before. Sasuke thought to himself, if it were the other way around and he experienced what Naruto experienced, would he rebel against the village? Will it or won't it? Not only Uchiha Sasuke thought so, but many people from other villages were watching the movie. Hey, didn't some second Hokage say that this kid is the reincarnation of the god of ninja? It's so miserable. Don't believe it. Second Hokage died decades ago. It must be Konoha's conspiracy. The shadows and acting shadows from each village who were rushing to Konoha to attend the 5 Kage conference also felt strange. If it was Konoha's conspiracy, they shouldn't show their dark side. Namake's Minato, who has been staring at the video and watching his son suffer for 12 years, is almost overwhelmed by self-blame and has no time to take care of these conspiracies. He really wished he could appear in the video right away. Tell those people, his son is not a monster. He is not a bacteria, but the hero of Konoha, just like first Hokage's wife Mito-sama. Same as his Namake's Minato. Fourth Hokage's wife Uzumaki Kushina. He is the unknown hero of Konoha. While fourth Hokage was in pain and movie theaters around the world were talking about it, the image had progressed to the point where Naruto was ostracized by everyone and dropped out of school. Seeing the images of that year again, Irika deeply apologized to Naruto for his actions at that time. What? Irika-sensei, is it? Naruto raised the forehead protector on his forehead in embarrassment. Irika-sensei is the first person to recognize me after my grandpa, isn't he? Naruto-kun. Hinata was twirling her fingers from a long distance away, but her voice was too low to be heard. Then no one would know that there was actually a girl who was moved by Naruto's persistence and hard work, and she had recognized him a long time ago. Seeing his son being bullied to the point of dropping out of school, Namake's Minato couldn't control himself. Even though he knew that Naruto must have overcome the difficulties, he still couldn't help but blame third Hokage's arrangements in his heart and the teacher's attitude towards Naruto. At dusk, Naruto, who had dropped out of school, was in Konoha Square, watching his parents take the peers around him home one by one, and heard those parents talking softly to their children about the delicious food at home. Naruto, who was young and not so afraid, even now, was extremely envious. In the video, it happens to be Shikamaru's father, Nara Shikaku, coming to take Shikamaru home. If they hadn't seen this video, no one would know that before Nara and his son disappeared from Naruto's sight, the child had been staring straight at the two children, one large and one small, holding each other 89, because there has never been a man he could call father who was willing to hold him back like this and tell him what delicious dishes his mother had cooked and was waiting for them to come home for a feast. Naruto's bitter smile and lost eyes in the video are painful to watch. Fourth generation's Namake's Minato felt that watching this movie was like an execution for him. I don't know when I throw out a joke, but it can make him overwhelmed. Naruto, do you want to be our companion? In the video, several well-intentioned ninja students stopped Naruto. As long as you can do it, we will let you join us and become our companion. Hey, this is obviously a lie. Shikamaru said to Naruto in a lazy voice, "Don't just trust others, you idiot." And just yesterday, the Konoha security forces fought with ninjas from other countries there. Regarding this point, Uchiha Sasuke had to agree. Just as he was about to speak, he heard in the video, "Are you the idiot at the end of the crane? That's obviously a lie to you." He is not the only one who thinks so, nor is he the only shadow who thinks so. However, that is all in the future. The young Uzumaki Naruto in the image was deceived into going to the back mountain of Konoha. "Ah," little Sakura exclaimed. "Could it be Takigakure village?" When Sage of Six Paths summoned the past Kages to use the summoning technique, all the past Kazekage, past Tsuchikage, past Reikage, and past Mizukage were all curious about Naruto's life, and they only recognized him as a person. Shikamaru nodded. He and Chai knew about that. With Naruto's lonely look on his face, how could everyone present not know that at that time? Even if there was a little hope, Naruto would go all out to get his companions. What? Really? The little Naruto in the video was so happy to hear that someone was willing to accept him that he didn't hear any teasing in the other person's tone. Sasuke thought to himself, not just at that time, but at any time, that idiot would suffer from the following symptoms. There's also second Hokage, who has such a recognition. During the Fourth War, the power of those words to change people's hearts made him feel that Uzumaki Naruto was even more reliable than his elder brother in 2.2 Hashirama. It's obviously a loser, but can always bring people new hope. If Mr. Iruka hadn't arrived in time, Naruto would not have grown up as shown in the image, because at that time, he died of loneliness and bullying. "I'm so annoyed. BD Sasuke," Naruto shouted angrily. "How did I know at that time?" Chapter 135 accept the threat of the ninja world's combat power / IQ ceiling. Takigakure village. Back mountain. Back mountain. As long as we can find the body, we can get the loot back. I can have a partner. The viewers in front of the video looked at Uzumaki Naruto, who was very excited about getting a partner in the video, and pursed their lips, unable to be moved by his joy. Because except for Uzumaki Naruto in the video, anyone can see it, those so-called children who can accept him. Just think of him as a fool. Just playing with him. The joke went too far. Someone commented, "Many people saw Inai Duan in the video, including the ninjas of Takian village. Hey, who attacked Konoha back then? Are they still there? I don't know, but it is said that Konoha has submitted invitations to several other major countries for the 5 Kage talks. Then send our people there too. Our Genin is still taking the Chunin exam in Konoha. Damn it, who knew that the kid back then would become such a big person in the future? It seems that he has an unusual relationship with other Jinchuriki and the future 5 Kages. What if he orders other Jinchuriki to attack us? Or persuade the 5 great ninja villages to devour Takigakure? That's right. The ninjas of Takigakure village can almost imagine the tragic situation of the village in the future. Not to mention 9 Jinchuriki, just 1 Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. How can we resist? And the captain of the Ninja Alliance, if his ninjutsu that turns the entire area into a sea of sand is used on our village 08. No, I don't dare to think about it anymore. I already want to hug each other and cry. But there are definitely people who are worse off than them. And that is the boys in the video who are the same age as Naruto. In the video, they mocked Naruto after he ran away. Look, he looked so happy. He didn't even know he was cheated. He is really a fool. There's no way. Why is no one willing to pay attention to him? Yes, we are willing to play tricks on him, and he might even thank us. This is a very despicable thing to say. Not to mention the current Uzumaki Naruto and the Genin of Konoha. Even some villagers with a sense of justice looked at the three children with contempt. Senju Tobarama frowned. So let me ask, has Konoha's investment in education declined in recent years? And has the orphanage concept I proposed back then been implemented? The third Hokage felt melancholy for a while in preparations for the Five Shadows Conference. Teacher Tobarama will take over, but the report on reorganizing the teaching staff of Konoha Education and the orphanage also gave him a headache. The orphanage was established before the Third Ninja War, but Third Hokage frowned. In fact, after seeing what Danzo did to Shisui in the video, he had immediately arranged for Umbu to investigate. Because the Konoha orphanage was brought under Danzo's control a long time ago. Is there anything else I don't know? The third Hokage was almost in tears. The Konoha orphanage is mainly managed by Danzo. Senju Tobarama almost rolled his eyes, since Senju left the clan and went to the Hyuga clan. Now, when it comes to Danzo, everyone's disgust level is almost unanimous. Even Senju Tobarama, who once said, "Monkey, you've worked hard too," couldn't help but complain. How on earth did Danzo let you trust me so much? Oh, forget it. I know your character well. Please deal with this matter properly later. And continue watching the video first. Back to Konoha Genin. Seeing their friends being bullied like this, there are 2 or 3 people who can't help it now. The first is Uchiha, who stares out Sharingan. Replicate those stupid faces and wait for them to find trouble one by one. Next is Sand Shinobi's little gourd prince. With his hands on his chest and his expressionless face, he gave people a terrifying sense of oppression. The sand beneath his feet moved in and out, making Akamaru tremble with fear. Shikamaru scratched his hair and said, "It's so troublesome." He knew this back then, but today was different, and seeing this image again made him a little angry. Sharp black eyes glanced at the 3 people in the image. Those 3 idiots must still have not graduated from the ninja school. In terms of quietly bullying people with their ingenuity, if Nara Shikamaru is ranked 2nd, no one would dare to be ranked 1st. Also Haruno Sakura and Haiga Hinata. These 2 girls are strong and soft. With a pair of green eyes, he thought that he and Sasuke-kun could bully Naruto, but it was not the turn of a few guys who couldn't even graduate from ninja school to bully Naruto at will. There's also a pair of white eyes, which silently stared out with blue veins. She would never agree to humiliating Naruto-kun like this. No matter what happens outside the image, the events of that year continue to play out inside the image. Irika asked who had seen Naruto since he couldn't see Naruto in class. The 3 ninja school classmates who were playing tricks on Naruto also deliberately told Irika false information, but Shikamaru saw through it and hit the mark. Self-study today. Leaving these words, Irika flew on the road from the ninja school to the back mountain of Konoha. However, at this time, Naruto had already gone deep into the sea of trees deep in the back mountain. In the video, Naruto is running around looking for loot while thinking, "This way, I can finally have a companion." This really makes people outside the video feel sad. Naruto, Namake's Minato, wanted to stop her son in the image. Unfortunately, those are all images of the past. What has happened cannot be reversed at will. What's more, now he is a ghost who can only follow his son. In the image, Naruto is running happily deeper into the sea of trees, swinging his arms. After a moment, 3 or 4 black figures quickly passed by. Naruto, 4th Hokage, was anxious in his heart, but to no avail. Naruto, Kakashi was a little helpless. I think ninjas should always pay attention to the movements around them, because I think it is necessary to give you a special training later. Naruto curled his lips. Yes. Anyway, he has been embarrassed so much today, and he may continue to be embarrassed in the future. In his heart, he was so aggrieved that he was biting his clothes. Is that image that he couldn't live with? Why do you keep showing his past back and forth? Isn't it good to show more about the future, his handsome-tailed beast mode, or something like that? However, contrary to expectations, in the video, Iruka found Uzumaki Naruto in the back mountain, but Naruto refused to go back to school. It's useless to go to school. All of you are isolating me anyway. No one has ever taken my affairs seriously. Everyone watching the movie found that the video screen switched to Naruto's heart, which contained themselves and other genin of this generation. They all avoided Naruto and thought he was a trouble. TSK. It's a pity that as soon as everyone started to sympathize with Naruto, the Naruto in the video used a single trick, Oiroku no Jayatsu, and placed it directly on Iruka. Second Hokage, who was watching the movie, glanced at Iruka, who was present. Where is your ninja nature? Being knocked down by a student's deception is really something that even ordinary people can't stand. Indeed, after personally experiencing Naruto's weird ninjutsu that shocked the ancestor chakra and had a great impact on the entire world in the previous images. The pure female version of a young Naruto's move, Oiroku no Jayatsu, once again caused secondary damage to the entire world. Countless men fell to the ground, and like Iruka, their eyes turned into pink hearts and nosebleeds flowed wildly, causing a world-class commotion. What's the use of blaming me? Naruto yelled back at Sasuke. What is even more unfortunate is that the three Umbu from Takigakure village came here to find the secret letter, and they have already discovered Naruto. Then Naruto's attack methods seem to be Rasengan, Big Ball Rasengan, Wind-style Rasen Shuriken, evolved from Rasengan, and X-release Rasen Shuriken, evolved from various tailed beast chakra properties. Sword. Even during the Fourth Ninja War, the clone technique used by Naruto was Shadow Clone Technique, and the body replacement technique used by Naruto was Shadow Clone Technique. Later, when Second Hokage received the relevant report, I really didn't know what to say. I could only lament that Uzumaki Naruto, the unexpected one ninja, had become unexpectedly popular in the entire ninja world. No, in the entire world. Please never give up, crying. This foreshadowing passed quickly in order to let fourth generation Papa know how miserable Naruto was. Of course, this is all a story later. In the image at the age of 17, I still only know all kinds of Shadow Clone and Rasengan. It seems that teaching him some other ninjutsu is really urgent. Today's update, 3/Kinyui Shuriken. Please subscribe automatically, but I have to say, Naruto's luck is really heaven-defying. After just searching, he found a secret message that Umbu found. I've never seen this kunai before. Naruto in the image found the trophy and was about to go back to meet the three Konoha boys who were about to become his companions. One crane tail. What kind of luck are you doing? But what he didn't expect was that it was indeed what the Konoha guards needed, because the kunai contained the secret message from Takigakure village to execute the order. But Naruto in the video obviously had his luck come to an end. He was being chased by three Takigakure Umbu, and found out that the opponents were three Kunoichi. The ordinary Shibu Itachi technique did not work, and among the three body technique, only the transformation technique could do it. Naruto with his hand out is no match for him. Uzumaki Naruto finally found the location 507, where the Konoha security forces fought with other village ninjas yesterday. The kunai, shurikens scattered everywhere, and the mutilation all over the ground are the best proof. It sounds like it is. Luck is also a kind of strength. Humph. Naruto frowned. Chapter 136 Obito. How can I think of Hokage as a dream like this? The images that followed were so thrilling to the viewers that they even held their breath following the images. Naruto, in the video, was seriously injured, but fortunately Iruka arrived in time. I will definitely protect you, Naruto. The enthusiastic teacher's speech in the video finally looks like what a Konoha shinobi school teacher should look like. Genin Naruto, who had already passed out on Iruka's back and was watching the movie at the moment, was completely moved. Iruka-sensei, being stared at by Naruto's tear-filled eyes, Irika was a little embarrassed. Well, it's also my fault that I woke up too late at the time. That's why you thought it was pointless to go to school. Instead, you were deceived by those children into going to the back mountain to look for trophies, wasn't it? Irika-sensei turned to the silver-haired masked Genin on the side and said, "And thanks to Kakashi-sensei for helping me at that time." Naruto. Kakashi-sensei. Irika doesn't need to explain more. It has already been played in the video. On one side are 3 Umbu from Takigakure Village Umbu, and on the Japanese side are teacher Kawaha Chūnin, who is carrying the unconscious Naruto on his back. Irika was also injured soon and was unable to fight, so he could only escape towards the village as quickly as possible. At this moment, a kunai with a detonating talisman was shot in the opposite direction. It passed Irika's eyes and rushed directly to the 3 Takigakure Umbu behind him. Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi. After seeing the smoke of the image clearly, the silver-haired masked ninja standing in front of Irika. "Are you two okay?" This handsome rescue makes people's blood boil. Naruto shouted, "So handsome, Kakashi-sensei." Namake's Minato. "Good job, Kakashi." "Haha," Irika said with a smile. "Thanks to Kakashi-sensei for that time." "Well, it's nothing, just passing by. Take a side trip to the back mountain of Konoha." "Kakashi-sensei, why are you here?" "I heard your students said something happened here, so I was worried, so I came over to take a look." "There's no way you can do it faster." Uchiha Obito in Kamui space. Hot chicken. Fake. In the video, Kakashi asks Irika to take Naruto away first, while he himself deals with the 3 Takigakure Umbu. Seeing the fire style that the other 3 used together, several Konoha Genin were nervous. Kakashi was speechless. "What if I can't even deal with this fire style?" In the video, fire style is extinguished and the smoke disperses, and Kakashi's iconic doghead earth style defends him unscathed. Behind earth style, Kakashi's several skilled seals, lightning style Raikiri, shrill thunder, and strong lightning flashes. Kirigakure Umbu's screams echoed in the forest behind Konoha. At this time, the ninja of Takigakure Village, who was taking the public examination in Konoha, had a lump in his throat. "Hey, who is that white-haired one?" It seems like a Konoha technician, Sharingan Kakashi, who copied thousands of ninjutsu. Although he is also very strong, compared to him, we should worry about the Sand Shinobi Shura and the descendants of Uchiha. The young man from Takigakure Village was about to cry. The battle between Gaara and his father and the battle between Sasuke and his brother in the video showed them the fighting power of the ninja world. Not to mention Uzumaki Naruto himself, that wind-style spiral shuriken. If a few shurikens are thrown down, Takigakure Village will be gone. Okay. Third Hokage in the Aftermath video received a report. This secret message is actually Konoha's defense network map.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.